else able to get into the game.
And just like that, we are live. Welcome everybody to the stream that exists.
Yes. Zach said,
That
"Oh,
person
okay."
you hear right there is Timothy.
Okay.
He has lots of noise pollution. I am your color commentator for the night, JPSS.
Yeah, welcome to the stream. Joining us tonight, our team and his everything that is happening in the background. JP and the mic that he occasionally drags across like a concrete floor for 10 minutes. And loading with... I don't know what loading shtick is. Loading, come up with a shtick immediately.
I do have at least 2 quotes in the 10th point database. I guess that's my shtick.
Okay, good. That's a good shtick.
And Marco who farts into his mic.
I have never farted into my mic.
I'm never gonna not say that's what that was.
I do not appear to have the correct game version. Is that like some sort of update or something?
That's what mine was saying. I had to manually bring it down to 1.7.0.
How do you do that?
Maybe Tim just needs to update.
How do I update? If I need to update, I can update, but I don't.
Oh yeah, go for it. Update.
Yeah. How do I check what version I have? Actually.
I don't know. I lost it.
Well, quitting the desktop. Oh, I quit it pretty easily. So.
Hey now, you're an all-star.
How about I start in a game and then you see if
I mean, make sure it's a custom game with.
Yeah, it's a faster loads one. Yeah.
Or a non-custom game with slower rates.
Get your game on. Well, no one's gonna finish it. Unfortunately.
I actually don't know how the song keeps going.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong.
Marco, do you know that the Red Mage is live right now?
I don't believe you.
Wait, he's live? Holy shit, he hasn't been live forever. I don't even know who he is.
Wait, who's Marco?
Yeah, I don't know. We should go follow him though. I feel like that'd be nice. We should go watch his stream.
Oh, wait,
I hear they have stupid people on.
Real damn bosses.
Insulted yourself.
I'm aware. I was well aware of exactly what I was doing.
Real dumb-dumbs on the multiplayer games. It's like kind of untenable how absurd that gets.
What's the password?
It's turnip. TURNP.
From the creators of Minecraft comes the game that is actually pretty decent. That I'm currently watching a trailer of because I think I might actually eventually get it.
Oh, Teeth has joined the game.
T. It's cool. I'm an occultist. That's what I do.
You do
try to open GOG. GOG does not want to open.
So, loading?
Yeah.
If you'd ever be down to do this, I'd be down to do it with you.
Do what?
Minecraft Dungeons.
Oh, I'm 0% on this update apparently.
That would.
Because like I'm watching it right now and it looks sick.
Your face looks face.
Pretty good.
Would we have that one-handed weapon?
I want 2-handed weapons.
Oh, I am almost full on update.
Or
I want one-handed weapons, so you can keep them for me.
I want items with pet bonuses. I'm going for the pet build.
You're going for the pet things? Yeah, okay.
I'm going for the pet build.
I want the pet build. I'm someone like dogs and birds.
I'm a wizard, so...
Birds and dogs and dogs and birds and birds and dogs and dogs and birds.
Well, just hit things real hard. It's kind of my plan here. Okay, plus 39% lightning damage. I dig that.
Red Mage, I think your stream needs more musical numbers.
I do like how we said the password of this game on stream.
I mean, to be fair, it's a usual password. To be fair, like the stream is going to be like completely full in, so like it's not like people can actually join the game.
I mean, I'm not on though, so like,
yeah, but
someone can get on for me.
You will be in like, and if they do, they're probably gonna be better at the game than you are.
So it's fine.
Oh, fucking shut up, you asshole!
I'm not prepared for that.
You set yourself up so good.
I did, but that was real. I wasn't expecting that either. Holy shit!
What were you expecting?
That
was the
level of
best
sheer
setup I've heard in a
savagery.
while.
God damn it! Oh fucking hell! I laughed
You
so hard.
only
I
have
exited
one
out.
person to blame for this, and that is yourself.
I exited out of the Sea of Thieves window. God damn it!
Wait, does that mean you have to restart the damn install?
No, that's
No,
way.
it's fine. But I exited out of the window, so I was scared there for a second.
The game is capable of continuing to download after.
Zach's been typing his message for a while. Oh, here we go.
I was gonna say, Zach should just get into voice chat.
Nah. That takes out the mystery.
So this is what Zach says.
Okay.
Cut. Drawn from dreams, which I don't think we can afford to cut because card selection.
Selection is for cowards.
Correct.
Wow, the
Witching
Soul Lightning
Well.
thing is awesome.
Grim Dancer, Black Lance Paragon, Mire Triton, Pack Rat, and Obnix with Cruelty. And then we add Golden Demise and Cry.
I agree with him on one of those. And it's Cruelty. The rest of them seem real good and you should not cut.
I mean, we like, again, every card that we're thinking of playing is real good.
Why would you play good cards?
$44.5 gigabytes.
Nice.
That's
You're
what
basically
45
done.
bucks.
See, it wasn't that bad. If you actually had left things overnight, like we have been telling you to do for basically the entirety.
JP, why are you an idiot? Like, I know, but like, wow. Oh, I think I just use my shtick now.
You know what? Jumpstart and M21 are on cockatrice, so I don't want to hear anything.
Your face is on Kohadres.
Everything's on Cockatrice. Cockatrice does whatever it wants.
I mean, we literally use Cockatrice to play Warden, right? Like Slav, right? Like that's the thing that we do. So
I mean, everyone downloads X-Mage for the Star Wars cards, and we all know it.
I mean, oh, that's right. Those are on X-Page. That's sick.
Yeah.
yeah, but like we actually legit use Cockatrice as the place to play to do the card part since we're playing online since we're playing our D&D variant online and it uses cards. That's what we use for it. We just coded the heads on Cockatrice.
Okay, Marco. Let's stump Vargas.
Okay.
Zap.
Okay. Are we doing a pack? What's happening?
I'm on Cockatrice right now, so I'm just going down the list and looking at cards.
Zap sounds like something that deals 1 damage to something, and it
Correct.
also cycles for 2 colorless?
No. It does, in fact, replace itself, though.
Oh,
It draws a card, deals 1 damage, and it's 3 mana.
okay.
Yeah.
That's Blind Blast.
Did you just look that up?
No.
No, that's just cards that have been printed a lot. Like that.
No, that was actually just me blind guessing.
I mean, with you blind guess Blind Blast.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, Blind Blast does something more like...
It?
Yeah, Blind Blast is that card.
Yeah.
I don't know if this card's an instant or sorcery. Blind Blast is an instant.
Blind Blast has more text. Blind Blast also say that a creature that is being dealt damage to it can't block this turn.
I can't connect to you, Marco.
Why?
Did you
What-
update? You force an update
Yeah, I
on Dom?
updated. Yes.
Are you getting the can't connect to server thing?
Yes.
Okay, Marco, if you get this card, I'm calling you a god.
Okay.
X.
Oh, that's the card that's...
How do you spell that? I'll need the spelling on that one.
The letter X.
Oh, that's like an unstable card. It's one of like the villains or whatever from... I don't remember what
Yeah,
it
but
does.
can you-
It puts
No, I
itself
don't
in your
remember what
opponent's
it
hand, and
does.
when it's there, they have to reveal their hand.
Yeah, it's real dumb and weird. But can you guess which worm token this is from? Because apparently those are on here too.
Worm Harvest.
No, it's Modern Masters. It's a...
Yeah, that's the one made by Worm Harvest.
Yeah.
No, it's a 6/6 worm.
Oh,
I can't connect to server.
One's made by Worm Harvest.
Okay, do you want to try hosting now that you have updated, and then we can...
I mean, when you guys couldn't connect, it was saying like not right version, right?
The tentative version was wrong, yes.
Yeah, this is just not connecting. I mean, maybe you can try you could probably try v-hosting.
All right.
Right? Remember that works sometimes weirdly.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that.
What's happening?
Speaking of the card Worm Harvest,
Right.
Worm Harvest.
It makes a number of 1/1s equal to the number of lands in your bin, and it also has retrace.
Yeah, and it costs like some amount of mana. Some of which is hybrid.
6 mana.
It's 3 hybrid, I think, right?
Or green black hybrid.
I think it's
It
3
is 2
hybrid.
green black hybrid, green black hybrid, green black hybrid.
Oh, it's 5.
It's 5 mana.
Yeah. I remember it was 3 hybrids. I didn't remember it was ever 6 mana for all. Alright, I have
double.
I have a new game up. So if you guys want
Marco, can you get this super cool, super playable and constructed Magic card?
No.
Called Work a Double.
What?
It's Work a Double.
How is it spelled?
WORKADOUBLE.
Three
I'll
in a
even
red.
give you a.
3 in a red assemble 2 contraptions.
You're wrong.
What?
You got the mana cost wrong.
Oh, sorry. 4 red.
It's 2 red.
Kill him.
You were real close.
Team, how's the connecting going?
I'm trying now.
I'm working on it too. Alright, what you got? Nick?
I looked at Woolly Thoktar and it said Woolly Tractor, and I was gonna be like, what the heck is this magic card?
It's a tractor, but woolly. I don't understand what the problem is.
Woodland Sleuth.
This is a 3/2 for 2 and the green, and when it dies... No. This is a 3/2 for 2 and the blue, and when it dies you investigate.
So Marco.
No. It's 3 and a green for a 2/3 with Morbid. Whenever Woodland Sleuth enters the battlefield, if a creature died this turn, return a creature card at random from your graveyard to your hand.
That's basically
Marco.
what I said. Yes, Timothy?
So Zach's saying that he doesn't like the 3 small creatures. Blacklance, Paragon, Mire Triton, Grim Dancer.
Blacklance Paragon isn't a creature, it's a removal spell.
That's
But
my argument for it.
I think we can do better in terms of cards that removal spells, right? It only kills attacking creatures.
I mean, it's 2 mana, gains 3 life. Removal
That's
spell,
too
right?
bad.
What about the card Wood?
I'm down. I'm definitely down to cut Grim Dancer.
Which one's Grim Dancer?
That's a 1 black for a 3/3, and you get to pick it if it has Death Touch and Lifelink, or Death Touch and Menace, or Lifelink and Menace.
Zach is also thinking maybe Augur's better than Mire Triton.
Ogre of Bolts.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't think so, though. That card gains life.
I mean, Augur Bolus blocks better, and I don't know.
Wait,
I don't know. I have to do the
I'd
math
argue it
on how
doesn't,
consistent it is to hit.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, that's a big
Like,
question.
Mire Triton dies. Mire Triton kills anything that it blocks.
Yeah, but it turns on their removal spells, right? So the whole point of this is that these creatures turn on removal spells, right?
Yeah.
When we play them, these
Yeah.
that would otherwise be dead.
Like
Now,
if our opponent
like your
has
Scorching Dragonfire.
if our opponent has a Scorching Dragonfire, yeah, now it has a target. That's I understand what the point is.
Now my point is, okay, Grim Dancer, that's a good argument. We don't need Grim Dancer for that reason, but the other two do have effects when it enters. Grim Dancer, you play at instant speed, so there's a good chance that they have to be holding mana up, right?
Yeah, man.
Loring, you chose the worst possible time.
It took me 4 tries to get in, by the way.
I'm on try 4 now.
What's the worst? Why is this the worst time?
Because there was a boss literally spawning under my feet.
Oh. Drop a
Sick.
portal
What is?
over there.
What tells Ray of Revelation?
A bad magic card.
There is a portal.
I only have a summon right now.
Zach said my
Okay.
guess is that would be cuts would be Drawn of Dreams, Witching Well, Ray of Revelation.
Wait, we're not playing Ray of Revelation, right? Rain of
Are you
Revelation.
saying
Oh,
Reign of Revelation?
he wrote Ray of Revelation in the chat.
I mean, Ray of Revelation, I'm pretty sure is like a demystify with flashback.
Yeah, that card's not a card we're playing.
Like it's like a card that casts for white and flashbacks for green or something. I keep forgetting that I actually can tank bosses with this character. I'm like just going around trying to like do some
He definitely
stuff.
thinks the mini sweepers are worth it.
Okay. Let's see if for the. Oh, you want to take a look at these arcs, by the way, JP?
I mean, that would be helpful if I was in game.
Sorry, Lorin.
Yeah, I can take it. I got off the main two-handed thing, and so I'm going in on pets right now.
He's also saying Extinction Event might be worth it.
Okay.
I mean, that card's decent.
Your face is decent.
So Reign of Revelation and Witching Well.
Aha,
I'm
green
at
pants.
45.63.
I don't believe you.
Are decent.
You're correct, Marco. I'm at 45.68.
Card draw. Drawn from dreams.
Ooh, ding.
Dung. Dung.
Man, I love it occasionally I just get to call lightning from the heavens. It's pretty dope.
It's very good.
What are we doing with this update? One level, 1 point of mastery. Wait a fucking second, I have 9 points?
Clean up today?
A little bit. I'm gonna have to do the
Mom, I'll do it. I
Okay.
brought,
Yeah,
I brought all the cups up, Mom.
the ones that I'm
She
not
brought all
drinking
the
out of.
cups
Yeah,
up.
there's still water in them.
The one on the floor and the
Wait,
juice
what-
you're not drinking.
Oh, that's drawn.
Throw those away.
Did you guys
I
hear
have
that?
to,
She
the
brought all
thing
the
I
cups
currently
up.
have to do is sweep, which is my next thing.
JP still has to sweep.
I have to go back to Walmart first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Try these and tell me which size fits and which. What?
I'm
So that you
confused.
can dress
Welcome
better for work.
anyone who may be watching the stream to JP's mic
Job.
doesn't mute.
Right, yeah, we get to
I can mute him.
Aha.
I have muted him.
These Primal Strike.
The smart way to do it, which is why I won't do that.
See, I mute him for the whole server though, because I'm at it.
You're the best.
So
So these,
I'm on try like 6 again,
minus
Marco.
60% weapon damage. Do you, just
Wait,
just
really
host,
like that,
just
as
host.
you.
It's fine. Total damage modified plus.
Oh, I leveled up.
Why would I want these?
I still can't connect, Marco.
Okay, you know what? Just host.
It took me like 4 tries to actually get in.
I've tried about 6 now. I can keep trying.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
happy to.
Just start hosting. I'll join you.
Yeah. I got a dog anyway, so I'm good.
Oh, did you get? Oh yeah, you got the dog. Wait, you should have the bird, right?
I got both.
Zach is saying that maybe we cut Omen as well. Although Zach's cutting all of our cantrips in art.
Did you tell him that he's cutting all your cantrips and your...
I mean,
What's the password?
Steam. I'm
Steam.
assuming.
Steam?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's usually what Team's password is.
Look, I can't read. I'm gonna level with you guys. I have been playing Grim Dawn by trial and error and just seeing what different numbers are. I still don't know what they mean.
My phone is exploding, which is really just unfortunate.
It's probably me and Zach talking Discord.
No, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I don't know why they didn't, like, I'm getting all the messages at this very moment.
Almost everything. Did you guys know that hero monsters marked by a star are powerful monsters with unique abilities?
I am unable to connect to the server.
Alright, take 2. Excuse me.
I mean, to be fair, like, I don't think that we necessarily can't cut any counters.
Why would you cut cards when you can just add more?
I could tell Zach to just join VC.
Yeah, I mean, that would make things a little easier, possibly. I am unable to connect to server.
This is unfortunate.
Just give it like 4 tries.
Also, my old game is actually still...
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what the deal with that is.
Hello, Zach.
What's the
How's
story?
it going?
It's going,
We're playing Grim Dawn
Marco's-
and doing some stuff.
Marco's streaming.
Yeah.
Trying to get into servers together.
Hi, streamed. Is it Zach?
Teens, it's me, loading. I'm here to...
Zach is the person among us with the best magic results.
Yeah. Also, Zach, this is loading. Loading, this is Zach.
Hi, Zach. I'm
Hello.
loading. Are you Zach?
I am.
Say it ain't so.
So the problem with cutting the cantrips, I think, is that we don't have that many of them. Like turn 1 or turn 2, I want to cast some, or you want to really be casting some card selection card, right? Which is why I have Witching Well and Omen of the Sea in, because they're decent selection cards to help in.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm just saying, like, we're gonna have to make cuts somewhere, and my initial impression is that you're playing just too many counter spells, but Marco said you play all the counters.
No, I mean,
I could cut
we have
Mystic Confluence.
probably cut
That card is
some
very
number
cuttable.
of counter spells. I don't think we need to play every single counter spell. And he means Mystical Dispute.
Mystical Dispute, sorry.
Oh.
Like that's
Ooh,
the most that's the first counter spell we cut if we cut one.
I thought cancel. That card sucks.
Cancel is bad, but it is like on rate for this format, which is sad.
But Mystical Disputes just cancel half the time, with a huge upside against all the blue decks.
That is fair.
Maybe Syncopate sucks.
No, I think it's probably
Syncopate's good because it's 2 mana.
Yeah, it's
right?
it's
You counter
turn 2
their 2-drop on
interaction.
turn 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Like-
Syncopate.
I
Plus,
will
the name
say,
is just
though,
clever.
that,
It eggs
like,
up.
I understand that we're trying to, like, you guys want to have a little bit more game against the aggro decks, but, like, Cry of the Carnarium and Golden Demise are so much better against those mono-red decks than a card like Moment of Craving or Black Lance. So, if you want to try to beat a deck like that, playing both of
I'm okay. I'm a bit on the not emotionally correct side of things currently, but that's fine.
Kind of whack, yo.
But yeah. So I'll be back in a little bit.
It sounds whack, yo.
Alright. So
Straight fizzle.
alright. We have stream.
You have stream.
We have stream. Stream is happening right now.
Stream is happening. I don't believe. There's
I mean,
stream.
I can only hope that stream is happening.
Well, we should probably fix that.
So, Drowned in the Loch is a card that maybe we find out it doesn't get turned on, but I do think it's going to be good enough that until I see that it's a problem, we shouldn't cut it. Right?
Oh, hey, Loading, do you want some shoulder pads?
I mean, like, there's a chance that the card it's too hard to turn on, but if that does become the case, I'll cut it. But I just don't think that's the case right now.
Oh, my loot filter.
All right.
Appreciate it.
How good are your boots?
What other cards would we consider?
I'm good on every other front.
Do you think we need to be playing all 3 hand attack spells we have currently?
Yes.
Definitely Agonizing Remorse and Thought Erasure. Duress, maybe not.
I think the rest is a necessary evil, TBH. JP, were you doing the poison thing? No, are you gone again? Did you leave again? God damn it, JP. Stop trying to get your parents to not kick you out.
No,
Marker with great life advice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doing guns again.
So how many cuts do we need, Tim?
3.
Yeah.
JP only knows guns.
And Karn Scion of Urza is just so good.
It draws
I
so
keep
many
looking at
cards.
that card because it's so out of place, but it's so good.
Imagine having to draw cards to be good.
It's so good. It just +1s to draw a card, and it costs 4 colorless. It's so good.
Is Dream Eater good enough?
I mean, every time
Actually,
you play,
maybe
you get to sing Dreamweaver.
I was considering that maybe the Freaks and the Dreamweaver just get cut. I didn't really
So
cut the Freaks,
we cut
right?
the Thrix.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan on Dream Eater. So if you guys both tell me that it's probably not good enough and I need to cut it, I will probably cut it. But like this card, I'm higher on than most people are. So
I love Dream. I think the card is very, very good, but
it's great in Gyruda. Did you see that standard deck, Zach?
oh, I've played it.
That deck was great. I loved that deck before the companion rules changed.
Yeah, I even played against the deck like when the companion rules didn't change, and when I lost to it, I was like, "Wow, this guy's a luck sack."
All right, you want to take vote, Marco?
Like, I didn't know what my opponent
wanna
was
do what?
doing because he didn't even have it as a companion.
Vote.
He just
He
had
just
more of it.
had it in his deck.
And I'm like, he went like turn 2 Paradise Druid, and I was like, well, I can't kill that. Turn 3 Paradise Druid. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm just building up my board. I have like a 6/6 Flourishing Fox and a Valiant Rescuer, and I'm doing it. And he goes, Gyruda, and I'm like, oh, I'm so dead. God damn it.
Like, the deck was so absurd before the companion rules changed because you didn't have to keep a payoff in hand.
You always
And you
had
could
Gyruda,
easily-
yeah.
You could easily count the 6 by turn 4 consistently. Like, I mulled the 5 if I couldn't count the 6 with the hand. I was like, can I count the 6 by turn 4?
The scariest was the initial, like the very initial instance of it in Pioneer when no one was playing counterspells in their deck, because it just like it was insanely reliable. At least in Standard, you could like whiff, quote unquote. Pioneer, it was pretty hard to do that.
Loading.
And
Sorry, Loading.
no
What are we
one
doing?
had mystical disputes or
Oh,
anything.
I'm over by boat.
Just so easy.
Oh, you
However,
took the boat. Oh, I'm
at
coming.
the start of
I'm right next to it.
that Pioneer, apparently they had. Remember, I don't know if you heard this. Do you remember when they banned Gyruda on MTGO for like a day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had a big discussion about it in the William Mary Discord because it wasn't working the way intended. Like there was a bug that it wouldn't, if you had like a Leyline of the Void out or Rest in Peace out, then it wouldn't get the cards anymore.
Yep. And the funny part about that was in the PTQs, people were just boarding in Leyline of the. So this was at the very onset of Gyruda, right? So like, people instinctively thought Leyline of the Void worked, so they would instinctively board it in. And the people that played Gyruda played that specifically because they were like, people are going to board in Leyline of the Void and they're going to get wrecked. but instead the people with Gyruda got wrecked, and they all filed for compensation, and Wizards was just like, fuck it, we're just... Like, my friend was in the middle of the Pioneer Challenge, and he was 4-0, and he just, like, got a message, like, 5 minutes into a round where he was like, your tournament has been terminated. They literally stopped mid-tournament to make the issue this bad.
Yeah, like, so I made this statement that, because my argument to Matt was that it was the companion mechanic was the reason it got banned, because they have access to it every game, because there's lots of, like, other bugs that, like, hurt your deck that make it worse, but they don't do anything about it. And my example was Cavern of Souls, right? Like, there's the Cavern of Souls bug where you couldn't, if it was not the first creature name, then you couldn't use mana to cast that creature anymore on MTGO. And it was like that for years, and they never did anything with it. It was like, well...
Oh, yeah. No, there's a lot of stupid bugs. Did you? So I remember, and sometimes what would happen is people would play just, like, strictly worse cards in their deck because they had specific interactions with other cards. I remember when I was looking at, like this was like 2 years ago, I was looking at, like, random control deck lists, and I'm like, why is there 4 Merfolk Trickster in this person's Azorius control deck?
They killed Tarmogoyf.
Oh, was this when Tarmogoyf?
Yeah, they just killed Tarmogoyf, yeah.
Like,
was that this time?
And I was just like, why is this person, like, 4 Merfolk Trickster in the deck? And apparently it's, like, completely correct. Like, what did I miss?
Well, it's a mixture.
That was a good one. So, did you draft Theros Beyond that much, Zach?
A decent amount, yeah.
So, you know what my favorite thing to do in that format was?
What?
Cast Heliod's Punishment on one of the demigods. Like the black or the white demigod.
Yeah, like Temerit or whatever.
Yeah, that felt so good. Because it's like, this thing loses all abilities. So its power or toughness becomes 0 and it dies. You're welcome, opponent.
My favorite thing to do was just cast Farika's spawn because it always won me the game.
That's fair. I did have my opponents, so I played against Stream Eater in 4 matches and won all of them. I don't know how my record with, like, playing against Stream Eater is 4-0 in that limited format, but, like, I was proud of that. I was like, look, I don't know how we did it.
My favorite part about Dream Eater was one time I got to exile my opponent's Dream Eater by flickering an agonizing remorse on top of it.
Nice.
And that was
Dreadful
like,
Apathy, you mean?
Yeah, Dreadful Apathy. It's like, this is not how you usually do this, but I'll take it.
Me and Matt, we did a pre-release and we had Dream Eater, and our opponent Myers grasped it. They flicker faded a Myers grasp onto it, and we still won the game with Dream Eater.
It's like, this is fine, actually.
we'll just take us a little bit longer.
I did get to Rise to Glory a Dreadful Apathy onto it once.
Nice.
Because it's like, and my opponent, and everybody just forgets that, like, you know, trying to explain that a card out of the graveyard hexproof doesn't work the way you
Yeah, because it's super weird that it doesn't work.
I'm just like, I'm putting this Dreadful Apathy on. They're like, you can't do that. It's hexproof. I can, because it's coming from the graveyard. It's a different zone. My opponent's just like, I don't get it. And I'm like, well, honestly, neither do I. But, like, if you want to call a judge,
if you want to claim that it's bullshit, it's kind of bullshit. But
I'm done with Grim Dawn.
Time to actually call a judge.
I'm just like, I do what the Magic rules tell me. I don't ask questions. I just do what's correct. All right.
And that's why you're not a good Magic player, because you don't understand rules.
I do.
Oh no, I understand. I just like.
Oh yeah, no.
I give it. It's okay. So, I do have to say though, I hate companions so much too.
So you know what I wish they had done? So like, they basically fixed the companion thing. Like, it's not overrunning like other formats. I wish they had just said though that companion was banned in all, like the mechanic companion.
They were just like, look, these cards aren't real cards. We're just gonna ban all of them.
Like, you don't have to ban the card. You just have to ban the mechanic. Be like, companion is not something you can do in these formats.
Personally, I think it would have been an easier fix if they just said, you may, whenever you start the game, you may replace one of the cards in your hand. I think that would have been an easier fix than the fix that they did, simply because the fix that they did hurt Luris and Obosh and Standard so much more than it hurt Yorn. And Yorn was
it hurt everything more than Yorn. Yorn's the only one playable really now, right? Like, it's the only one that you really can play.
Technically, it didn't hurt, like, maybe, like, Karuga quite as much, too, but, like...
But nobody plays Karuga these days anyway.
Exactly. I'm just saying there's other companions that it didn't hurt quite as much. They were just bad to begin. But, yeah, like, the whole point that Luris and Obosh were good were entirely so that you could play them on curve. Luris was still okay. Like, there were still decks that would play Luris, but mainly that was just because the restriction was already easy enough to meet.
Yeah, like the silent decks, for example, still plays Luris, but it's because, like...
Yeah, well...
Like, they're not playing any.
The Mardu cycling list from the Pro Tour?
The what cycling list?
The Mardu cycling list?
I did not see Mardu cycling, no.
It played Zerda.
Oh, interesting.
That deck was hot. It, like... I think he played 4 Fiend Artisan in the main.
Oh, wow. That's kind of absurd.
Yeah.
Those things are gonna be huge, holy shit, I just realized.
Yeah, and he played, like, Territorial Allosaur, which you could, like, actually get off Fiend Artisan. Like, the deck was hot. But yeah, the whole point was, like, you still played 4 Zenith players, you played all the creatures, but you cut a few of, like, the 1-mana cyclers that were,
uncastable.
just, like, random sorcerers, like Startling Development or things like that,
Yeah.
Boon of the Wishgiver.
I'm assuming you still play Memory Lapse.
Yeah, Memory Leak, all of those are fine. But, well, I guess not Memory Leak, because you can cast.
Yeah, Memory Leak, that's what I say. Assuming you still keep Memory Leak, you probably
Yeah, I would just, you normally played 4 Startling Development and 2 Boon of the Wishgivers, and those were all cuttable. But the idea was that, like, with Fiend Artisan, I think part of the idea was since they were losing Luris, and Luris was your best answer to Shatter this guy, that he just wanted to play, like, by playing Fiend Artisan, even if you ignore the activated ability, if you play cards and the opponent casts Shatter this guy, and you just pay, here's 2 Fiend Artisans, here's 2 8/8s, here to go, like, you know, it was still a really good follow-up to a play like that, or Flame Sweep, or something like that, so...
Do I cut Gadwick?
You probably don't.
So yeah, Zach, that's actually like Gadwick is a card that is probably gonna be good for both me and team. So there is a question of which of us gets it. Because I think it's better in the round.
Okay, we can give it to Marco. Marco, you want Gadwick?
Sure, we'll put Gadwick in.
Okay. I will put. Like, I do think it's better in the ramp deck, but...
do you do the rat dungeon?
I have not done the rat
I also think that Marco is the deck with more room for a few cuts than you. Like, it was a lot easier for me to name cards that Marco could cut than it was for me to name cards.
Yeah, I mean, part of the cards that you cut were all cards that were like cards like Charming Prince. Like, again, it's kind of a concession to aggro. I think that
like, Nexus was like another card that's just like easily cuttable.
Yeah.
Same with I think Thorn Mammoth was cuttable because you're already playing the stupid 8 that does the same thing.
Yeah.
And
I think that I have I think that I'm sorry. I'm fighting a boss right now, so I'm trying to like remember also what the point I was trying to make is. So yeah, so we saw a Bant ramp deck, right? And the thing that they were doing was basically they were playing no creature acceleration, and instead
creature acceleration.
Oh yeah, they were playing almost no creature acceleration, but instead they were playing because they were playing the Wrath of Gods effect. They were playing literally every Wrath of Gods effect that they could, and obviously that makes you go farther deeper into why. But I was wondering if, like, you know, and that also meant that they were playing 43 lands or something else like that.
Yeah, but the thing is, my favorite part about the deck is like, I understand like Agent of Treachery and Ugin and those top end cards are great, but honestly,
yeah.
one of the best things you can do is just
just dropping a questing beast on turn 3, and then they're like, wait, what?
By the way.
Yeah. Originally I was like, Rickshaw Raptor's not that great, and then I was like, wait, if you just play it on turn 3 against red, they can't win anymore.
Yeah, that's why Rickshaw Raptor is like. That's why, like, we were talking about this, like, 4-mana threads. Like, no, I think it, like, the ability of going turn 2 ramp, turn 3, one of these back-breaking giant idiots is just so important that...
Yeah. The other thing that I really like about the ramp creatures is that a card like Endray's Foreigners or Craterhoof, which you're obviously running Craterhoof, like, is actually a win.
Yeah,
is Craterhoof legal?
It's gonna... Oh, no, I think we lose Craterhoof, actually.
Is it Jumpstart or is it
the other? It's gotta be Jumpstart, right?
It's in Jumpstart.
Yeah.
Then we have to cut that.
So, but
we can put Enray's Forerunners in there.
Yeah.
I do think we put Enray's Forerunners, but we cut Craterhoof.
You're in Craterhoof, but you're still gonna play. But the point is that playing all the ramp creatures makes that card actually work.
Yeah. It was funny. So Marco, at one point when we first started this, we had Feyborn Elder, Gyre Engineer, and Platium Mirror. And we were trying to figure out what ramp cards to cut. And we were like, let's look at the 3 ones. And Marco was like, I'm cutting this Feyborn Elder. And I'm like, Marco, it's just strictly better than your Gyre Engineer. Because it makes 2 mana, it has Vigilance.
Lorin, what are you doing? I'm fighting this boss.
And then he was like, okay. And he's like, he cut the Gyre Engineer. And then we were going through it at a different point. And we were like, he's like, I'm going to cut this Feyborn Elder. I'm like, Marco, you still have Palladium Mirror in here. Again, this card is just better than Palladium Mirror.
So my initial reaction was, I saw Faber Welder or whatever, and I was like, I have no idea what this card does. It's probably that. And then I read it, and I'm just like, this card is insane.
I mean, the reason that I wanted to have it is that it does cost white, which is like, you know, it might be, it's a little bit on the splash, but it's probably still good enough. Oh,
it's so good.
So looking at Marco's list, we have 104 cards. So Craterhoof switches out for Endray's Forerunners, but the cards 3 mana Vivian I think gets cut.
I agree. Did you add 5 mana Vivian back? That card is disgusting.
We added 5 mana Vivian.
See,
I see it in
I was trying to tell them that this entire time, and they're like, "Oh no, it's terrible." And I'm like, "No,
no, we didn't say that it's terrible. We said that it's worse than Vivian Reed.
But it's not.
It is. In this deck, it absolutely is worse than Vivian Reed.
So I actually think it's better than Vivian Reed because of the creature density. You are going to Experimental Frenzy off of that card and nonsense.
Yeah. And you'll have the mana to do it.
Yeah, but so many of your cards cost so little that, like, I actually think it is the best. Like, I think it's close with Vivian Reed. I think there's an argument. I think they're both insane, and they're both way better than the 3 mana Vivian. So there's that.
Yeah, the Vivian was a card that we were both like getting really close to cut, and then we're like, well, let Zach see what he has to say about this card before we actually cut it. But like, we were both basically cutting this card.
Is Mind Stone still in his deck?
Yeah, Mind Stone is still in the deck. I think Mind Stone's good enough, no?
Making colorless mana is rough.
It is a bit rough.
But Vivian Reed, I dislike Kenrith still. Like, I was telling Marco to cut Kenrith, and Marco was like, no, Kenrith's good. And then you said, when I read your message to Marco was like, oh, Zach wants to cut this card as well. Why do you both hate this card?
Well, so the whole benefit of playing Kenrith is to be able to tap for red mana the turn you play it, which is just not reliable.
Yeah, because it turns that card into something that just gets killed by removal to something that you can actually do things with.
There are so few cards in that deck that cost 5 or more that don't do something the turn they enter. There are a couple, like Chu Lane, which is just so good that you're willing to play it. You're willing to play it.
Marco, I told you.
Fine.
Marco was not convinced on Chu Lane, and I was like, this card is absurd,
really?
Marco.
Since when? That card is like the most insane card you can get in those colors.
I told Marco, I was like, Marco, you know what you get to play? Chulane. And Marco's like, I thought about it, but I didn't think it was good enough. I'm like, Marco, this card is absurd.
Are you guys still in God Eternal Loketra?
No,
we cut that a long
it's
time
double
ago.
white. It got cut.
That card is still real good though.
But it's still double
Like
white.
it turns all your mana dorks into threats.
Yeah, but it's still
So
double white.
That's the funny thing. One, it's double white. But two, if you gave me the option of playing, of either saying, if you untap with it, whenever you cast a creature spell, you make a 4/4, or if you untap with it, whenever you cast a creature, draw a card and then put a land into play, I'm going with the second option.
Oh yeah, Chulane's great. I love Chulane.
No, yeah.
So-
I was gonna say Chulane is better than that. I was like, I think you might play both.
Yeah,
but like, I think so. The two cards that are the first cuts right now, I think, are Kenrith and Vivian. I think those are the first two cuts.
So, is Arboreal Grazer still in the deck? I'm not sure
Yes.
that's play it.
It's one of the few 1-mana accelerants that we have, is the thing.
Yeah, I guess. I guess it might still be worth it. I guess the body is still just.
It also blocks for days.
It's also randomly a beast for the one synergy if you're playing that card.
What card?
Like,
The card
Arboreal
that's...
Grazer is a beast, dude.
I know.
It's great.
By the way, Marco, guess what I can't
People
actually
would
play?
play
Sea of
this
Thieves?
and then ramp into their
Right.
companion on turn 2.
Like, I
in
can get
standard.
on, and then it crashed my computer.
Dude,
I'm not surprised
you
you
know
did it.
what's so funny? So you know how when Oko was around, there were like two different versions of Primeval Titan decks. There was the Amulet version, and there was the version that just ramped into Primeval Titan with Field of the Dead.
Yeah.
And Drive. Like, my win when people started playing the other version, my win percentage went from like 90% to like 60%, all because of our board. I lost. Words cannot describe how many games with Impact I lost to that point. Whenever my opponent was like Soul's name Beast and I had a Glistener Elf, I was just like, fuck, I lose.
JP, are you gonna hop on Grimdawn?
I have to use a
I might.
spell
I might just
get
go to
them
bed.
lock it against Arboreal Grazer, and then I have to untap and do it again. It's like I needed reach. I couldn't ink moth them anymore. It was just so.
It's great.
It's like every game I felt like I was like. Every game I was on the draw, I was like, I looked at a hand that was really good, and I was like, well, this doesn't have Blighted Agent. I guess it's a mulligan. It looked so bad.
At least I'm really happy that Companion came out when it did, because I played 0 paper Magic.
Yeah,
in
exactly
the time
0
that
games of
Companion
paper
was
magic.
legal, and I'm
Absolutely.
so happy I did not have to play Modern in that format at all.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, I just would have played Burn. I would have just been like, all right, I already have the baubles. Here's Aluris. That's good. But I don't even have to do that anymore. I don't even have to buy Luris anymore. It's great.
I should probably buy some
Luris is
baubles at
also
some
randomly
point.
still $5. Like Luris's price memory is insane.
I should
I
probably.
mean, this card was like what, $30 before? The fact that it's 5 is insane. Still, like the fact that it's gone down that much.
I
is
should
actually kind of surprising.
probably buy baubles at some point. Every time, like it feels like every time Modern becomes completely broken, there's baubles that get played left and right. It's like I should just have some.
I meant to show you, Marco. I was in the humans chat last night, and someone was like, Astrolabe is like, someone made the statement about like Astrolabe being garbage because it lets people play like 4-color mana bases and Blood Moon in the same deck, and it's garbage. And then someone's like, Astrolabe is not bad, dude. Like, what are you talking about? This card doesn't do anything when it comes in, and I'm just like,
Hate to break it to you there, friend, but I feel like
I've been a very big advocate that Legacy has just become strictly worse since that card.
Oh yeah.
I
I think
guarantee it.
every format has become strictly worse since
No,
Modern
not
Horizons has
every
come out.
format. Like the formats where it's not legal haven't.
I refuse to say Canlander has become worse, but I do think that turn 2 Red and 6 strip block seems kind of bad,
I haven't.
if I'm honest.
You know, my least favorite part about Astrolabe was whenever my opponents in Legacy would go, I'm going to fetch for a snow-covered island and play an Astrolabe, and you're like, oh, they're just gonna cast Renin 6 next turn off their basic.
I mean, yeah, then they go, they're like, wasn't, like, your Miracles variants playing Renin 6 Wasteland?
Oh yeah, no, they were playing Renin 6 and Blood Moon in their side. And they were just playing 4 colors. And they weren't even Miracles anymore, they were just Monastery Mentor deck.
Yeah.
It's like Astrolabe is the card that like me and Marco did this one night. We went through every rare in Modern Horizons and we're like, is this good for Modern? Is this bad for Modern? And is this card like just completely unplayable? And the results we came up with were that we had 21 cards that were good for Modern, which we were being fairly generous on some cards, like Cordial Vampire we said was good for Modern because it created a Modern, right? Like it's
Wait,
not
which
like
one?
it doesn't see any play, but like it did. Like, it was pretty good for the format. Like it was fine. And then we came up with 11 cards were bad for Modern. And to put that, like, while that number is less than the cards that were good for Modern, this set was designed for Modern, and you have 11 cards that were very bad for Modern. And like these cards were not like just kind of bad. They were.
Yeah, that's the other thing,
bad.
right? Like, how many Cordial Vampires do you need that are good for Modern? Do you need to have in your deck to make up for one Hogak, right? Like. For one Urza, for one Astrolabe.
Okay.
Like,
Astral Drift, yes or no?
that kind
Are we
doesn't
gonna
do
go
anything.
through this?
Yeah, I'm doing it now because I don't have anything
It doesn't
else
do
better to
anything.
and I'm probably not getting on Grim Dawn.
You're not getting on Grim Dawn.
I gave up because I couldn't connect. That's why I'm not doing it.
Alright, well, I'm going to bed then. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Fine, no more Grim Dawn.
Oh no.
No, I mean... Fuck.
Alright. Pause the stream. Pause the stream for... Oh, hey, Shirin. What's up? Welcome to the stream. We're just shooting the shit, talking...
Yeah.
The idea that you're asking me about builds is kind of hilarious. I have no idea. I'm sorry. I don't. Tim. You know this game better than I do. Mostly
I
because
do not know this game better.
No. You have studied every class in detail. Please tell chat what a good AoE build is. There is not more than.
Played through with every single
Good
class.
AoE builds probably have to include Arcanist.
No.
Arcanist is probably the best character.
Actually, wait a
for
second.
AoE.
Loading.
Yeah.
Loading, you actually know this game. Like, legit know this game, right? Like,
He's played like 10 different characters.
yeah, like, you talk to chat about
I have one
what
character
this
that's level 76, and that's it.
Hey chat, I've put, let me find it on Steam, because I've put a lot of hours into this game. I don't know how
I'm also going to cite you bought this game June 7th.
I bought this game June 7th. I've put...
Hit Tim, Marco. I think I'm gonna have to head out.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out. We can finish out the band deck later, and
We're pretty close to finishing it up.
Also, real quick, what site are you guys using?
Architect.
Architect.
It's called what?
I mean,
Arc
you can just use the you have the link, right? I posted the link earlier. That's the site.
Well, you know, you got me. All right, because that's where I'm gonna try to put a mono red.
It just does. I found that website basically does most of the things that Tapped Out does without looking like a website that was built in like the 90s and randomly going down for 15 minutes every time you try to load a new page. But you know,
Wait, loading. How long have you played?
Me?
No loading.
At least 64 hours. I can't. I thought it was more.
I mean, that's still impressive that you've done that in like 15 days.
Look, when I latch onto a game, I latch onto it like I latched onto game.
Like a parasite latches onto a cow.
Riscarine 2, I really latched onto that one. I put a lot of time into Riscarine 2. I put 95 hours into Riscarine 2.
So, Zephyron Decoy, I'm not convinced that isn't a zebra that they put a unicorn horn on.
could be both.
Yeah.
Like, they just taped a unicorn horn to that zebra.
And your problem is.
See you guys later, man.
All right. See you later, Zach.
Yeah, Zach.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
See you, Zach.
See you guys.
Oh,
What do
Zach.
People want to know about Grim Dawn?
They were asking what a good AoE build for a character that wasn't a warrior was.
It's probably
You can go Necromancer, Blight Colossus, and then there's an ability wherever you can make your Blight Colossus so that it only lives for
You need
12
DLC for
seconds,
that.
This is a DLC build.
Spellweaver is also probably pretty good AoE poison.
Which one's Spellweaver?
Or not. Isn't that the Arcanus Nightblade?
This is the one I've played the least of.
I think Arcanus Nightblade is good.
That one's really good for AoE.
That's what I'm currently doing. I haven't gotten into it very far, but it's pretty good.
You go Occultist Pox, and Pox spreads based on proximity, and it deals a ton of tick damage. And you can use your companions to sort of distract them while they just die. They just die.
Sick.
Shaman is also very good. I play a lot of pet classes, in case you haven't noticed. Shaman is very nice, because you got like your lightning two-handed melee ability, but you've also got like your like wind tempests, and your pet can get an AoE smash ability. I don't like playing Arcanist. I'm just gonna level with you.
That's unfortunate, as Arcanist is probably one of the best classes.
Arcanist is trash and it knows it. It's strictly inferior. Occultist.
Occultist is dope. I say having played one character that was an occultist. Like, this is my second character whatsoever. My first character was an occultist that was doing kind of a hybrid pet build. Which was...
Occultists are... They do everything. They do whatever you want them to do.
They do everything.
They got your crowd control, they got your melee fighting, they got your pets. They're amazing. You do have to spec hard into chaos damage, which isn't great because no other class I think really gets into chaos damage quite as much. But the payoffs in that tree are also very powerful for your devotion points. Yeah.
And also, I actually need to figure out what to do with devotion points for this character now that I think about it.
For that character, I would spec into trying to get into the lightning tree and sort of going all in.
Yeah, my goal was to go all in on lightning. I need to figure out exactly what the constellations that are in there.
Tempest, and then there's Wraith, I believe, deals retaliation lightning damage, and then I believe from there you can just go straight into lightning.
I do like the things that you're saying. Man, this lightning ability, this lightning strike. No, lightning strike is the one from the bird. I don't remember what this is called, but it's super dope. Primal strike.
I don't know what abilities do. I just know they all look cool, except for the Nightblade, because those aren't supposed to look cool. Those are supposed to look cool and edgy and stuff.
I mean, the art on Cordial Vampire is the most gay vampire I think I've ever seen.
Well, that's because you're a gay vampire and you haven't seen yourself in the mirror for quite a while.
That was an elaborate opening.
Yeah, it was.
It was a journey, but we got there.
Anything else?
Nope. I think they left. Alright, so
We
I think
did say we're bad at this game.
to be fair, we are. It's not...
Yeah.
Oh wow, leveled up!
Risk of Rain 2, it's the greatest game ever made. Goodbye.
Later.
See you later. Well, Tim, Plague Engineer, good or bad?
If we're gonna do this, we go through an alphabetical order. I'm not going through this without being in alphabetical order.
Well, I mean, I have it in color order.
I don't want to do color order. We're doing alphabetical order because it's easier to understand.
Okay, Astral Drift.
That's not even first on the alphabetical order, so I am ignoring it.
Wait, one second. What even is the alphabetical order here? I don't have it in alphabetical. There we go. I now have it in alphabetical order. I'm
I
doing
will.
uncommons as well because.
No, we're
I
not
can't
doing
turn them off.
uncommons. I am not doing uncommons.
Alright.
Okay.
I will do the list.
Guys,
If-
guys. Before we do this, what are we doing for what are we doing for the stream?
If
I can come on if you want.
Like Tim.
If you want to just
I'm
play
kind of
Persona
like-
4, that's fine. I can't connect to you in Grim Dawn for some reason.
We
Right.
want to try that again because usually, if we tried like enough times, we'd usually been able to figure that out. I can try connecting to you again.
I can load the game in like a minute. But if we're gonna just do us, I am an idiot. That's fine.
JP, what are your plans? Because if it's just me and team, I'm kind of down to just sail the seas.
I mean, we can do whatever. I can get on if you want me to.
No. If you are going to be a conscious, I would like to play with you, but like,
Okay. Yeah, I can get on.
I need. Alright.
Let me go. How much charge does my computer have? Enough? Let me go lay down and do this.
Like, it wasn't ordering you to get out of here. It was more of a question of, like, are you gonna go to bed? Are you gonna be awake for a little bit more? Are you gonna play? Like, what are you doing?
I mean, the real answer is I actually don't know. But, like, I'll get on Gundam for now. I'm a bit emotionally drained currently, so I don't know.
Is everything fine?
Yeah, I had nice parent interaction, which is always fun and not at all problematic.
Yeah, we could hear you for a bit and then team muted you because it was probably none of our business.
Thank you.
Which is why you're muted for a very long time if you tried talking at one point.
Nah, I thought I had muted myself. I guess I didn't.
It
seem to have
showed
a
that
pretty
you
low-
muted yourself, but it did not mute you.
That's
So are we
real
just
weird.
gonna do our characters then?
Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
if it's the three of us, we might as well use our normal characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Discord does that from time to time, and I don't know why. Where it'll just like say I'm muted, but not actually mute me.
Are we just gonna do our characters, Marco?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to join you this time, see if that works.
Join multiplayer.
Oh, is JP back to being on part? Like, do we need to hatch JP up?
Yeah, I think we went ahead.
Probably. I don't know.
All right,
we'll find
JP, it's hosting time.
I don't. We'll find. I'm going to find out first because if I don't have to host, I don't want to.
You're hosting. You have to host. I know for a fact we're ahead of you.
Okay.
And I have the list of bears for Modern Horizons in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go refresh my drink while you guys figure this out.
I am loading into World.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right back.
Do I want to open my windows up even further? I think I do. We'll be back in a second. Okay. I return with Grim Dawn open. This just feels weird.
What?
Do I have to?
I moved my bed around, so when I laid down to actually like, I had my situation where I could actually lay down and also play Grim Dawn. It doesn't work anymore, which is unfortunate. So now
Laying down in general just sounds like a bad idea.
You're
Oh, right,
correct.
you're 14 levels below me now.
Oh yeah, I'm real far below you. Also, there we go.
What is your story quest?
Speak to Inquisitor Creed and Fort Icon. Also, are you loaded in right now?
Yes.
Oh well, this is unfortunate.
Why?
It's being real laggy for me. Unless Marco has come back. Grimdon, did you just crash? You're not allowed to do that. Oh, I can move again. Not well, but I can move again.
Tis the law won the Belmont Stakes.
Those are words.
Do you have any idea what I just said?
No.
Tis the law won the Belmont Stakes.
What is that from?
It's a news article.
Oh. Tis the law?
Yeah.
I see.
Do you want to keep guessing at what this is? I'll ask Marco and see if he knows what this is.
I have no idea.
I heard stuff about Belmont and Steak, so I'm assuming it's a Castlevania reference.
So, Tis the Law won the Belmont Stakes.
Yeah. It's a Castlevania reference. I'm pretty sure.
It's not. It's a news article.
Yeah, that talk about Castlevania.
No, it's not. It's the name of a horse winning a horse race, which is usually the last leg of the Triple Crown, but the first one the race this year because of the pandemic.
You know, they gestures widely a generic war situation.
Thing that has affected us. Okay. So we'll go through these cards, okay? And I have loaded in, and then I tried to port somewhere, and I have not loaded out of this portal. So, we'll see if I ever...
My Grimdon is absolutely dying.
Yeah, I am loading in right now, so I think that's...
No, Marco, No!
So
You're gonna make it worse!
the first card is Altar of Dementia.
Yeah.
What's your opinion? Good for modern, bad for modern, or unplayable?
We already spoke.
I feel like bad for modern in combination with Hogak.
But that's a problem.
I argued it was bad for modern in any case.
Look, that's a problem about that card, that there is no good out. If that card is seen play, some shenanigans are happening. Either it's...
it's also a good win condition for Sappy Renegade Rallier loops and stuff.
But that's the problem, right? Either this card is being abused or it's not being played.
Yeah, it is both the sack outlet and the win condition in the same card, so that's just kind of bad.
Archmage's Charm. I lost connection to server.
I'm probably restarting the server. Tim, have you loaded in yet?
No, I lost connection. It kicked me. Is Marco load? No, I'm still paying in.
Still loading.
My
computer is...
I thought loading had left, but instead we're still loading.
God damn it.
Archmage's Charm.
Okay. It's powerful, but I think it's on the level of power that modern
is. It? That's not an option. Okay, is not an option. Good, bad, or unplayable. You have 3 options. Is it good for modern? Is it bad for modern? Okay, Marco.
Yeah, we solidified that this
Do you
card was
remember
good
what
for...
we decided on
We
this?
decided it was good for Modern, right? It's a card that,
Yeah.
like... Grim Dawn has crashed. It's a card that, like, it doesn't see, like, a ton of play, but it sees some. And what it does, it's in generally speaking decks that like, kind of need the help in the panorama of what Modern is doing. So, like, I think that card is definitely... It's a little awkward that probably the card is seen playing in deck that are kind of abusing the power of Astrolabe in order to be able to cast it, but...
Yeah, like, that's my thing, is I was watching a Reed Duke video today where he was on, like, Sultai splashing to fairies and Archmage's Charms and, like, all of these different cards in the same deck because, like, Astrolabe exists.
Yeah, but, like, probably in your blue decks, you're still gonna be playing Cryptic Command, right? So, like...
Oh yeah, he also had that in there, too.
I know, but, like, so your mana should be at least in the vicinity of a mana base that can cast Archmage's turn to begin with. Obviously, Astrolabe greatly facilitates that, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
JP, are you hosting?
My computer, everything died.
I know. Have you recovered?
I'm re-logging into my computer.
Are your flame good, bad, or ugly?
Good.
Why?
Because it gives Storm an interesting win con.
I don't think that's a reason it should be good. Me and Marco both said it was good. But the reason we said it was good is because it gives decks, and it's not specifically Storm. I don't think you should specifically be like, this is specifically good for X deck.
That's fair, yeah.
But it gives enough. It gives another way to win in these grindy matchups for these combo decks. Is it Phoenix played it for a while, and it doesn't come at a cost, without a cost. Like,
yeah,
destroying this right after with an abrupt decay is pretty bad. Bouncing it with a Teferi, pretty bad. So, like, it definitely comes at a cost, but it is a good card. We thought it was fine.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
Astral Drift.
Good.
Unplayable.
Yeah, this card is no playing Modern whatsoever.
Aurea, Queen Among Bears.
Unplayable.
Correct. Aurea's Influence.
Okay. I would say unplayable with an asterisk. I have seen 4-color Loam in, like, Loam-style decks pick it up.
We're talking about Modern, not Legacy.
No, yeah. Modern, real bad.
There's no 4-color Loam deck in Modern.
4-color Loam. There technically is. It's bad.
I did say that this had seen some play in French Modern play, but it's unplayable. Oh, I see you're hosting, Marco.
Yeah, I because JP is gonna be half an hour because he's up again since he's gonna get crashed. So I'm hosting a game while we wait for him.
Yeah.
Bizarre Trade Mage.
Good.
Unplayable.
Really? I would put that card in Dredge.
Nope.
Dredge doesn't agree with you. Do you know what this card does? Is it costs 3 mana. I loaded into you, Marco.
Yeah.
I know, that's
it's
crazy.
A 3/4 flyer.
Yeah, you know what Dredge doesn't have usually 3 mana, especially blue mana.
That's fair.
You know what Dredge doesn't cast? Narcomoeba.
Yeah. Or Price Amalgam. They don't cast that either, in fact.
Cabal Therapist.
Good.
Unplayable.
Really? I've put that card in a Mardu Pyro list.
Okay, because you have put that card in decks does not
make it playable.
Like
I have put Heron's Grace Champion in my human sideboard before. Doesn't mean that card's still not playable.
Like,
wait, what card even is that?
It's a
4-mana 3/3 with lifelink and flash, and when it enters other humans you control, get +1/+1 and lifelink until end of turn.
That's sure a magic card.
Yeah, I've played it before in Modern.
To some degree. Like, the thing is that, like, you know, like, when we say unplayable, we're really talking about nobody has actually played this card in a settings where it's better. Like, and plays.
That's fair, yeah.
Like, any card is playable, right? Like, you can just, like, put the card in your deck and like, look, I'm playing it. But, like, we're not talking about the physical possibility of putting the card in your deck. We're talking about, look, this card has not seen play in any tournament and done well.
Cloud
Yeah,
Shredder
fair.
Sliver.
Unplayable.
I think we actually put this on the good pile, but I
Yeah,
can't remember.
I think
We may put it on there.
it's very
Slivers is
free.
a fringe archetype.
They're very
Yeah.
fringe, for sure. So I think that we put it in the unplayable pile, and the difference was that, because we had a discussion between these and Cordial Vampire, right? And basically the conclusion that we came to was something along the lines of, this card took an archetype that was unplayable before and made it slightly better, but still largely unplayable. Whereas, at least Cordial Vampire created a whole new archetype that was still unplayable, but, you know.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the Cordial Vampire archetype?
Vampires.
I
Modern
mean, Vampires was a fringe deck before Cordial Vampire.
It
No,
was not a deck that
it
could
really
win, though.
wasn't.
Like you can say, look, I can say Giants is a deck in Modern.
No,
I can say-
I've seen Seth play Vampires and beat real decks.
Seth playing
Just-
decks
I
doesn't...
Humans can't beat vampires. It doesn't mean that the vampires is still a real deck or not. Like,
I mean,
Like-
okay, yeah.
like it just turns out that this is an aggressive deck that some decks can't beat.
Like,
it's fine.
Okay, when we talk about a real deck, we talk about a deck that has put up multiple good finishes. It doesn't need to be a whole lot. That's the difference between like a deck that's maybe like tier 1 versus a deck that's like a lower tier deck. That's fine. Don't know every deck needs to be like the best, but like we're talking about a deck with enough of a pedigree that it has put up multiple good finishes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like there is one person who plays Jeskai Ascendancy. He has decent finishes with it, but he's the only one who ever plays it. I'm not saying that's a Modern deck.
That's fair, yeah. Okay.
Collected Conjuring.
Unplayable.
No, this card has never been
You're
resolved in the
correct.
history of mankind.
That
Like,
so what is like
Collector
Collective
Oof.
Company if it was bad? Okay, good.
We said
Which
good.
one? Which one?
Snap
Collector
good
Oof.
because I've played Jund.
Oh yeah. Collector Roof with this.
Just because a card goes in Jund does not mean it's instantly good.
I know, but like,
Case
you
in
know how
point
many
first.
times I've had to play Abzan because Stony Silence is a white card.
Cordial Vampire. We talked about good for the format. Crashing Foothills.
Good. Does that card actually see play anywhere?
Yes, as for told decks, but again, it's kind of similar to the Cloud Shredder Sliver, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some people brewing that deck at my shop from time to time.
Dead of Winter.
Good.
I agree.
I would say it's good, but the moment Astrolabe gets banned, it's very much not as good.
I mean,
What do you mean by not as good? Like not as good as a card? We're not talking about like whether or not this card is good in power level.
No,
We're talking about
what
whether or
I'm
not
saying
this is
like,
good for the format.
I feel like it's actually worse for the format now versus Astrolabe. With
But that's not
Astrolabe.
what you said. You said the opposite.
I said it opposite because I'm dumb. But yeah, like it's worse for the format now than it will be when Astrolabe gets banned. And I'm just saying that, assuming Astrolabe will get banned at some point. in
It
its
will not
existence.
get banned.
it seems unlikely, yeah.
Well, then in that case, I may be wavering towards not.
Well, we both said it was good. It's
Yeah,
fine.
this card's fine. Modern needs 3 mana
Okay.
cards. Like, the ones that were
That's
there.
fair, yeah.
you know, like,
I guess you're right. It does have a condition which is like a decently hard condition to fulfill.
no,
sometimes.
but also, like, I think that if in Modern you printed, like, 2 and the black destroy all creatures, that would be fine. Like, like, the power
can
level
we
of
actually
Modern
have
is
that?
so high that, like,
let's print that into Modern so I have it for Canlander.
That
You
card's
have
never
that?
gonna get printed.
because you can't put the power level on par for, like, you know, what's reasonable for Modern, right? Like, your hand of need to be...
That's fair. Well, when
Deep
Modern
Forest
Horizons 2
Tournament.
comes out,
Well,
okay.
I'm really hoping it doesn't.
they've
Echo
announced
Eons.
that they're having a Modern Horizons 2.
Yeah, no,
they announced it back when they released Modern Horizons 1.
I'm aware.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
really
just like,
sad.
this set did real good, we're making another one.
Yeah, and hopefully they won't screw up as badly.
I have no.
I didn't say I
So-
have faith in them.
Yeah.
I'm saying I hope.
Echo of Eons. A, for one thing, fuck Therese Nielsen. B, good.
I didn't realize she was the one that made this art.
Well, that's
Bad for
unfortunate.
modern. We were adamant this was bad for modern. How is this card good for modern? Explain to us.
How is this card even playable in Modern?
Well, I mean that's the thing, but
it-
like it's another thing that is like Altar of Dementia, but like either this card is unplayable and then it's fine, or this card is playable and then it breaks everything. Like that's
fair, yeah.
Like there is no good use case for this card. Like
Which
It-
I guess
yeah,
we
it's either-
could have accepted unplayable, but you said good. So I want to know why this card is good for modern, JP.
yeah,
Just like the Narset Wheels deck exists, where it's just like a kind of meme deck that uses it.
but the deck is also
Like-
that's not an aspect of Magic. Like locking up your opponent like that is really not fun, Magic.
I mean, it's not fun, but at least it makes an archetype that was like marginal slightly better.
No, but that's the point, right? Like you want to handle like you kind of need to be able to like you don't want to promote
people to
archetypes
play
that
your
in
format.
like you kind of like when that's one of the reasons that you don't want Lantern Control to be like the best deck in the format. Like people hate playing against it, and that actually detracts
fair, yeah,
from
like-
detracts from.
You don't want to actively be printing decks that are hard
Like
stats.
so, one of the reasons they banned 6 mana thing, I can't remember, turns everything into artifacts.
Wait, they banned that? Since
yeah.
when?
Megathorn Lattice. Yeah, they banned it a
I
while
forgot
ago.
I forgot
When
that card
it was when they
banned.
banned Opal and stuff. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah,
Same
I think
time.
it was
wait,
banned at the
that's-
same time.
I haven't been keeping up with Modern. Like, I knew about these things, but I had just forgotten. Opal is also banned in Modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when they banned that, I was actually
And
I was okay
to be
with that
fair,
for two
like
reasons.
I think that anybody that was being honest with themselves that knew Modern, every ban list they were expecting Opal to be banned, and then it just hadn't for like the longest time. But like it was living on borrowed time since basically
for
forever.
Lattice specifically, like it was a good ban because it was basically 4 mana. Tron gets to 4 mana and they win the game. Or they
Yeah.
get this, like, they collect Tron and then they win the game, and then you can't do anything for the rest of the game, and it's just not fun to play against. And it was very repetitive, and it wasn't fun to play against.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
And it's,
Like, you know,
even
there
if
is a
it's not
balance
too
there,
good,
like, you know,
I don't think
that
it was
doesn't-
too good for modern.
Yeah.
I think it was on the power level for modern probably, but it's just like it got to the point of it was way too repetitive. Games
Like-
started playing out exactly the same every time. It wasn't a fun way for games to play out.
And
It
to
was
be
a good
fair,
thing.
like I don't think it's necessarily like it's not that because something is like is kind of unenjoyable that it is inherently disqualifying, but you have to take into account.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. That's fair.
Eldamri's call.
Good.
Why?
Because it gives the creature combo decks a good tutor.
Is that a good thing
is
though?
that a good thing?
I think so, yeah. Like,
Why is it a good thing?
because the non-creature combo decks already have that.
With
And-
what card?
With just like all the different, like they have more
Yeah,
ways.
I want to
do
know
it.
what
Like,
these tutors are. I don't know these tutors, so please inform me of what these tutors are.
like what is the 2-mana one that gets a artifact with converted mana cost 2 or less in this set?
There isn't one.
Yeah, there is. It's 2 mana, 2. It's one of the
Goblin Engineer?
Well, there's Goblin Engineer. B, there's like the stupid it's the 2 mana blue one that's an uncommon.
It's 3 mana. First off,
Or 3 mana. Is it? I thought it was
Yes.
2 mana.
it's
That
3
card-
mana.
Fuck.
It's Trophy Mage.
Yeah,
Oh.
perfect.
Oh, that's why.
And,
Okay.
like, you get Whir of Invention.
But okay, let's look at this. So Trophy Mage is 3 mana, and it gets exactly something that costs 2 mana. It's not 2 or less. It is exactly 2.
Yeah.
Which conveniently includes Time Vault. I'm not gonna pretend that that's not true, but
No, well, I'm saying
Then-
like,
but
it
hold on.
includes Sword,
Whir of
it includes
Invention- Whir of
Stalker, Foundry, and Sword.
Yeah, but my point is, the restriction is not any creature, right? It's not 2 mana find any creature. It's 3 mana find a 2 mana artifact. Now, what's the other one you said? War of Invention. War of Invention costs a lot of mana.
Yeah, including triple blue.
It's 3 mana up front to cast it, and then 1 for each CMC on this card afterwards.
I mean, yes, but that's really not actually true.
Yeah, it doesn't improvise.
It has improvise, which is a fair point, but like you're not improvising blue things generally, so it's at least 3 mana.
No, I mean, improvise doesn't even work.
You actively can't improvise blue things.
You have to play blue with real mana no matter what. TUR and P, as usual. Oh, JP, are you back on live?
I am not putting myself in a server.
Okay.
Then you're gonna have to deal with being super far behind in the story mission.
That's fine, but my computer.
Oh, Marco, this is a non-hardcore world.
Sick.
Oh, this is the normal difficulty world. I'm sorry.
I have got 0 XP in this time.
That's unfortunate. I also have gotten 0 XP. All right. All right, team.
No, I'm logging in. God damn it. God damn it.
Okay, so you think it's you think that this card is fine because it's 2 mana?
Oh,
yeah. I mean, like, it also doesn't.
Wait. I just realized there are a bunch of people that just traded me from their Magic and Chill. Hi. I did not notice you, and I'm sorry that I didn't. And you are absolutely welcome to talk about spoilers for Magic, and we are also talking mostly about Magic ourselves. Keep in mind, I have not really been keeping a lot of pace with what is in M21 or Jumpstart, so I might be ignorant. But that's why we have JP here. JP know all of these guys. It's fine.
I do, in fact.
Also, my Grim Dawn crashed, so, value. But...
I'm loading in. You have... God fucking damn it, Marco. I log back in. I get here. You crash your Grim Dawn, which then crashes my Grim Dawn, which then... Now I have to redo the whole thing over again. I'm stuck in an infinite cycle of pain and misery.
But you think Adami's Call is good because it helps creature combo decks?
Yes, I think it's
And you
fine.
think that's a good thing, it's not too good?
Yeah.
So, me and Marco had a different thing.
Yeah.
We thought it was bad for helping the creature combo decks. We thought that was a strike on its thing, was it made these creature combo decks better, and I think that's true because we already have good creature combo tutors in Eldritch Evolution, Finale of Devastation, and
Neoform, if you
Well,
want to
also
go
I'd argue at this point we should just unban Green Sun Zenith.
No, you shouldn't because you have
You
Finale. I think
absolutely should
wise,
not.
you can unbound it. Like you can unban it, but like you don't need to.
Want to have
Finale.
You don't want to have 8 in your deck. I see. Yeah, Grim Dawn crashed for me.
But weird, it never does that.
No, it actually crashed and didn't ruin my computer. It crashed cleanly this time.
Oh.
So that now I can actually still use my computer afterwards. Which actually is weird.
Tim, are you joining multiplayer or are you?
Yeah, I'll join you.
Okay, so I will host.
But we thought it was bad for this deck. Like it made this creature combo deck maybe too good. It was not good in this deck, but it has enough other good uses. Like it has good uses outside of it and good potential that we thought it was overall good, but it was bad for the creature combo.
It was a really close call for us. That's the. I think Eladamri's call is one of the cards that we were the most.
I think it was in the top 3. There was 3 that we were really talked about.
Yeah.
One of which is very controversial from my point of view.
Yeah, I don't. It's not. I'm not saying it was the most, but it's definitely one of the ones that we had to talk about the longest in order to figure out exactly what.
I think it's net good.
Yeah,
I mean, but the reasoning you were giving for us was the reasoning we thought it was bad. Was the interesting?
Well, I mean, there's also the fact that I've thrown a couple in Bant, and I've thrown a couple in Abzan from time to time just to play them when I was playing those, and it just was fine.
I think
I think you are trying to misconstrue this a little bit. Still, we're not talking about power level. We're talking about whether it was good for the format. If it made the format,
I think it was fine in those decks. So like, it was good overall because like it being fine in other decks is fine. Like, I was playing in another decks where it was good enough to make those decks and not be like combo code.
I need to do something for like 2 seconds, so I won't be. I can't say cards for the next 2 seconds. I think Endling's the next card. If you guys want to talk about Endling.
Yeah. Emry's pretty clear cut. We can talk about Emry, but yeah. So basically, the thing is that like. I think the reason that we had on Eladam Discord was something along the lines. It had an effect of making a bunch of creature decks that like specifically Devoured Company, possibly too good, but on the other hand, it does allow to play like people to play like random like. Like it does make Modern a little bit more varied, in which it allows people to play a lot of like random like tier 2, tier 3 like jank that would probably be too inconsistent to even be talked about if the card wasn't. So that's good. But I think that the effect it has in Devoted Company, which is a high tier deck, in order to make it in order to how consistent it makes, is probably just too much, and we think that because of that, the overall effect is kind of badly negative. Like it's hard that like it's not like some other cards that we have talked about where like they're just a blight upon the format, and if we could, we would just undo their presence. This is one where
I don't want to undo this card's presence. Like this card is, I will accept this card being. Like, I'm not like just laying there at night being like, I wish this card was in Modern.
Like I think
live with this card being in Modern.
Yeah.
Like I think that this card does some good things, but I think that overall the overall impact that it has is negative. All right, and what is the next card?
Endling.
Not playable.
Nope. Nobody has ever resolved it.
Shinobi.
I mean, from a Canlaber perspective, I like it. I don't know if it even.
It's unplayable.
Modern.
The next one is a group. Horizon Lands.
Good.
You need to explain why. You can't just
like
because we had one of them, so like give us all of them.
We have one grove. Should we have one of every grove?
Yes. I wholeheartedly think I want them to finish that cycle. Things that
what were the other cycles from that set? We have one River of Tears.
No. You cannot finish the Grove cycles. Are you kidding me? Whatever the blue-white version of that land is gonna be be busted in half.
Wait, why?
Because blue-white control is a deck. Like
blue-white control doesn't care about your life.
Gain life.
Yeah, which like the thing. Okay,
this is a dual
the reason. Okay, the reason that the red-green version of the land isn't busted is that usually red-green decks tend to be beatdown decks that care about your opponent gaining life, and as such can't afford to play land. If you allow decks that just do not care about what the life total your opponent has, like blue-white control, to have access to a land like this. That is just, like to have access to what essentially amounts to a painless, colorless source with no downside. That's gonna make the mana base that those decks have way too good. Like you get to have decks that you get to have decks that how do I say this?
Free roll things.
Yeah, you're basically giving blue-white control a Tundra. It's not fetchable, but outside of that, it's basically a Tundra.
Yeah. Also, hey Tim, can we make this artifact for me?
You have 3 Bloods of Cthulhu?
No, I still haven't been able to find them.
See, like you ask this every time, and I give you the same answer every time. It hasn't changed.
But we have to find Bloods of Cthon.
Yeah, I mean,
go
we
for
don't
it.
have Bloods of Cthon.
Can we go do Bloods of Cthon things?
Let's go open the treasure trove in the mountain deeps.
That's where I'm
Wait,
going.
where?
Now. Go to Prospector's Trail and goes backwards.
Oh yeah, that one. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a fuck of spiders in the deck.
So like your statement, I don't think your statement of all of these should be legal is good, and that
Yeah, like-
just because they have
like
one
the other argument.
I think it's
Lands, yes.
The other
Horizon Lands, I think it's a resounding yes. I want them all to be legal.
the other argument is that like maybe we should have like the fact that we have one Horizon land is already one too many, and the correct number of Horizon lands that should be legal in the format is 0. Like that is
not the case.
Is it not?
Like that's the counter, but it's not the case.
explain to me why not. Like you're not giving reasonings. You're just saying like we have one, we should have all.
Because like decks like Jund and Abzan and those mid-range style decks.
But what about decks like Vogels and
like,
humans?
They can also get them. They also now have them.
But like, is it good for those decks? Is it good for these decks to have this card?
Yeah, I think it's good for decks like that to have a redraw on their lands. Like it makes those decks better overall.
But we're not talking about whether it's good for these decks. Like,
no, but it makes the deck's play experience better. Like,
No.
It makes the decks.
It makes the decks better. Is that good for Modern?
Yes.
That-
So
I
like
think
you
so, yeah.
keep saying it makes this deck better. We're not arguing. Urza makes a lot of decks better. Ren and 6 makes a lot of decks better. We're not saying like
I'm saying like in the sense that like this card makes decks better that is not noticeably better like those cards. Where it's just like it makes it slightly more consistent.
I think these cards have a more profound effect than you give credit for. Being able to cycle away your lands is pretty damn powerful.
I mean, yeah, but like Triomes exist.
and
Yeah, Triumphs cost 3 mana and then they're top.
Yeah, but there's also life loss.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
in a deck like Boggles, you don't care about that. In a deck like Humans, you don't care about that.
Yeah, I know, but like that is the proposed downside.
Yeah,
but is that enough of a downside to make these cards?
But it's kind of the
That's
same
what we're
argument
asking.
as like we were talking about the Grove, right? Where like, oh yeah, these cards do have a downside, but some decks just don't care about it, and they think that at that point, the fact that some decks get to have a card that has that much of an upside is too much.
I mean,
I just want you to come up with a good argument. Like your arguments are very, it's good in this deck, therefore it's good, or it makes this deck better, therefore it's good, or it is
Like,
or I like
feel
this
like-
card, therefore it's good. I don't these questions don't answer our question though. Is if it makes the format healthier.
like,
You're just
I think
saying this card is-
because like humans which ones are you on currently?
Huh?
Horizon Canopies mostly, one Waterlogged Grove usually, sometimes
Yeah,
Silent
so, like,
Clearing.
You get more things like I think people that could play the decks that don't care about it already got to play Horizon Canopy. So like I feel like you're just evening the odds here. Where now like Jun gets to play the black-green one and like Mardu gets to play its one.
Is
and, like,
John
all the
even
decks-
playing? Is John even
John
playing?
plays
Yeah,
Nerd
because-
Tribute then.
Because Ren
but
and
it's
6
like-
exists.
Oh yeah.
It's also just good in John.
That too.
But like Storm is playing it. Is that a good thing?
I mean, I don't think it affects Storm's overall win percentage that much that it isn't a good thing.
But see, you're
Like, it's
focusing
just
too
a
much
blip on the
on.
radar. Well,
You're
I'm just saying,
focusing-
like, it's a blip on the radar of like, oh, Storm's playing it, but like these other decks are getting a heck of a lot more out of it.
Well, why is Abzan getting more out of it than Storm?
Because like you get to recur them, you get to use them as a value engine versus I now have this if my Storm doesn't go off.
So is
correctly.
using this as a value engine healthy for the format?
Yeah, I think so. We
Why?
need decks that have value engines like that.
But why is this healthy for the format?
Because like those decks weren't good to begin with. and now they're like you're giving them tools to make them better.
It's the closest thing we've gotten to an argument from you.
Also, what is this chest down here?
Did you find the treasure trove? Is that what you're
Not
saying?
yet.
No, I just found a chest with a lot of things.
Oh yeah, a lot of things.
So yeah, me and Marco both thought these were good for the format.
Yeah, we
But
ended up on the side of good. They're very powerful and they do lend themselves to abuse, but they put a lot of power points in a place that we think like is overall like promoting diversity and allowing people to like do more things with their mana base, and I think it's
because that's kind of my argument as well. Where it's like humans already gets to play it. And humans didn't care to begin with, so now every other deck also gets that chance now to try out their.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's also like a reasonably fair argument that like, you have this very powerful upside of being able to cycle from your lands when they have kind of overstayed their welcome, but only if you're playing these exact colors. And you can argue that that's just part of the difference in the color pie, but I think it's being able to have. To have a little bit more variety in what decks have access to this effect of his own lands is probably reasonable.
Yeah. That's like the gist of what I was trying to say as well.
I found Bozeman's Folly. What the fuck is that?
I got one of those as well. It's a lore thing.
Oh, it's
there,
a lore
have
thing.
1,000 more.
Oh yeah, these.
Help. The enemies are now level 71.
And I said... oh, nice. I like that we're back at our usual situation of we lose track of JP for like a little bit, and then he's like, "Oh God!"
The next card is
I can take on like a couple level 71 enemies, but not the whole cave's worth.
Flusterstorm.
Good. I mean, I don't even know if that card sees play at all. Like, it might have just like been like, "Oh, this card exists now," and then nothing ever happened.
It kind of doesn't. Mm-hmm.
By the way, I got tainted brain matter. Can we turn that into Blood of Cthulhu?
Yeah, eventually.
We can.
We're
at the spot. We can do it.
We are at the spot.
Me and Marco kind of went on the path of, since I'm not going to force you to make an argument for this, we don't know. Like, right now, it's only seeing place really in like Storm. Adnos might play it as well. Is it good for these combo decks to have this answer that basically answers all of their...
I mean, the real answer is no, because the whole reason that card existed was to stop the combo decks.
But no,
combo decks appear to
the reality is that the combo decks are also playing it to stop people trying to answer. But
I would assume that's bad. Like, I would assume that's bad. You don't want that to be a thing that combo decks can do.
The fact that combo decks exist isn't inherently bad. I think it more than
is one of the reasons we said like Aria Flame was good, because it gave combo decks an alternate way to win.
But
Force of Negation actively doesn't help combo decks. I feel like you shouldn't make free or very cheap counter spells that are very good that also help combo decks.
The other thing is that like this was known, like Fluster. This is not a new thing that we just learned about Flusterstone. We knew that this was the case from Legacy. The fact that
also, one second, where did you guys go?
I left because I'm going to the Smith to turn things from one thing to another for you.
I ascended to God.
Who does that? Yeah, who does
one
that?
of the Smiths.
He's in the last checkpoint. I think I remember.
Will someone draw a portal?
Yep, portal is being portaled. You have portaled. It hath been portaled. I have
Smith's
5
not
viewers.
there, though.
No, is it at the ones before?
He's somewhere in the area. He's just like randomly in the area.
Yeah,
like, he's not
it's
at
fine.
Also,
We'll find our way
to
to this.
Beaten the game, basically.
I
still have to get to Fort Icon.
Yes, I know. We are at the end of the game. We have to fight the end boss, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's where we got. That's why I know we're ahead of you.
That's why we wanted you to host.
Yeah, but that's never going to happen because...
Which is why you should grind on your own sometimes, but you don't.
I mean, I don't grind the entire story on my own, yes.
You don't grind at all, though. You were level 61 when you left. Last time.
I'm level 62.
And you were level 61 when you joined now, because I saw you at that level.
Yeah, I know I am.
Me and Marco said we didn't know on Fluster Storm. Force of Despair.
Unplayable.
We said good for the format. It does see some free.
Does it?
It's very
I
Sometimes.
didn't think it saw play. Period.
I mean, the thing is that the way that they had it is worded makes it so that it's a good stopgap in case some way of maintaining the stupid amount of creatures become very popular in the
Like,
future.
if Splinterton gets unbanned, then this card's really good.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
And maybe that's why they printed it, because they are thinking of maybe banning Splinterton at some point. Which I don't know.
I've seen after you have your stuff.
Okay.
Force of Negation.
Good.
Why?
Because it gives like blue mid-range decks the ability to stop combo decks that win turn 0.
What combo decks are there that win turn 0?
Grishelbrand.
Neoform wins on turn 1.
Or well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like those.
I really
And they
don't.
only win
types of
10%
decks
of the
that are
time.
Very, very, very hard to do.
But how? I mean, Grafdigger's Cage helps you as well, right? You can just Grafdigger's Cage and then they can't win.
I have 2 Blood of Cthon now.
Okay. Do you have a third?
No.
Well, we need 3.
Well, do you have any other thing that I can turn into thing?
Do you have an Ancient Heart?
Nope. I used up all my Tainted Brain Matter and Ancient Hearts.
Well, I have none, so I'm looking at my thing.
Unfortunately.
I'll see. I'll check my smuggler. I think I'm out of everything, but I'll see what I can do.
I mean, we might just have to go find another chest then.
I mean, we could just go farm another thingamabob.
Treasure Trove? There's one in the East Marsh somewhere, so we could do all of East Marsh.
Yeah. The treasure to drop be a Manticore Eye, which is the first time I see that happen.
Yeah, I also have a Manticore Eye if someone needs it.
Force of Negation's good for the format, though, we think, because it's cheap interaction.
Yeah,
It gives control decks, it gives cheap interaction.
It gives the decks an ability to not, like, oops, I lose the game because I didn't hold up exactly this spell this turn.
I think that's a fine reason to lose the game, though. Tapping out, like, making a mistake to tap out.
Well, like, tapping out turn 2.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to tap out turn 2 and expect you're not going to die.
I don't think
I disagree in Modern.
I disagree in Modern. And, like, it's kind of the same as Legacy. You kind of... You have no such...
You do not expect... If you tap out turn 2, and you don't have something zero-mana interaction, you should not expect to live.
Well, that's why I'm saying you should... That, like, a good zero-mana interaction spell is good for the format.
But I think, my point is, if you make the decision, if you have a 2-mana counterspell, or you have 2-mana permanent, and you decide to play your 2-mana permanent or something, and you lose the game because of that, I think that's perfectly acceptable to lose the game. Your argument just now was that doing this is not a good reason to lose the game, and I disagree with that. That's what I was saying.
I mean, yeah... I don't know. I mean, I just like formats where that's not the case, and this helps that not be the case.
I mean,
I feel like
I think
it's more fun, and you come back for more if you don't just, like, die turn 2 or 3.
I mean, it's not fun for the combo player. They just got their thing countered, and they're probably going to lose, right?
I mean, yeah, but, like, fuck combo players.
No! That is not a reasonable...
No, I know.
I think this card is good because it doesn't let combo players fight back. This card is made to be played fairly. You cannot do this on your turn. You can only do it on your opponent's turn. It does not help you protect combos. I think this is a good card. We're just gonna move on. Force of Rage doesn't see play. Card is terrible, weird, and like why is this card a card?
Yeah, this card is weirdly bad, like to an unreasonable degree. I don't understand how like this card got painted.
Could we have made a 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker? Like, could that have been a card?
That would be too good. Well, if you have to exile a red card or 3 mana, I mean, it might still be too good.
Exile a red card or 3 mana. That seems fine.
It might still be too good. If it can target players.
No, it can't target players. It's only creature or planeswalker.
Maybe that's fine. I don't know.
Like, it's just a removal spell at that point.
Why are there
and, like,
these
maybe
many
it exiles
idiots?
the creature or planeswalker. Like,
I'm
I
not
feel
going
like-
to discuss whether or not that card's good or not because I'd have to think about it, and it's not a card that they printed. So,
They'll print it next set. It's fine.
Force of Virtue or Force of Vigor. Also, big boss person around me. If people want to portal to me,
Unplayable? Question mark.
Force of Vigor is not unplayable.
Oh, not Virtue. I mean, Vigor is fine. I thought we were talking about Virtue.
I need to go. I
Force
need
of
to go.
Vigor, what's your opinion on it?
I need to go recover my grave otherwise, and then I will join you. I died. Spoiled it. For the
Virtue, Vigor. I mean, it's fine. I think.
Why
I think
is it fine?
It's good because it's more cheap interaction.
Is that good though?
Yeah.
The question is, what does this card
interaction in Modern as possible?
The question is, what does this card interact with? Because that's the key. That's the key.
Like,
that's the key question. And because this card, what this card does, it interacts cheaply with cards like Rest in Peace and Stony Silence and Grafdigger's Cage that are designed to be a, and like
the
it
decks
also
that are playing this are like Infect.
I'd argue that Infect is a fine deck to have in the format, though. Like,
it's a fine deck to have, but is this card? Is the format healthier for Infect having this card, for example? Is the format healthier for some other deck? Combo-oriented, cheap deck. There's other. We looked up what decks make it, and I'm currently running away from a boss, so I can't do that right now. But
oh shit! I died again.
Please don't.
I recovered my grave and then immediately died again, and that.
At least you recovered your grave.
Yeah, that part was good.
And I'm absolutely no help to anyone because I can't even kill the ads.
Also, I spawned at the gates at the big like gate at the rift gate, and there were like 3 heroes there or some bullshit, and I don't understand why. I murdered them, but I don't understand why they were there. I thought we had cleared the area already.
I don't know. I'd argue that it's fine. Like, it is something that allows for, like, combo decks are fine enough. Like, all joking aside, combo decks are decent. I'm gonna die. Nope, I died. Okay. Lost train of thought.
I just can't move. Like, there we go. I got my grave back at least.
Can I have a portal?
Yeah, I'm gonna recover my grave, and then as soon as I'm recovering
so combo decks are fine. I think this is too good. Like, for example, another deck that was playing this was Hogak, because you know what Hogak could do was they could cheaply get rid of hate cards. Like I don't think we came to the conclusion that this card is not that good unless you are trying to cheat on mana. In which case, you are probably trying to cheat on mana because you're probably trying to do something degenerate anyways.
Yeah, this card does things that are not in the best interest on the format. Like, Modern is a format that as a whole is very focused on like the fair decks specifically, which are the ones that are kind of permanently endangered by how things work in the format, are the ones that are kind of permanently are really relying on silver bullets that are usually artifacts or enchantments, and holy shit. And this card just like answers all of them very cheaply.
So the decks that have played this in the past, according to Goldfish, are Amulet Titan, Bogles, Scape Shift, Infect, Titan Field.
Alright, team, I'm portaling to you.
Okay, well, boss is here somewhere. Boss is here, yep. Okay. But yes, we thought that it's only helping degenerate decks, making hate cards worse against these degenerate decks, or they could be playing something that is more effective. Like they could be playing. They have other answers. This answer just happens not to cost any mana, and then allow them to go off on like the same turn, right? So, like you can do this on end step and then immediately go off. JP, if you're talking, you're muted and we can't hear you. Do you think JP realizes he can't?
I don't think JP exists. No, 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 leave, shit. I got stunned.
This dude likes to stun you.
I did notice that. It's very bad for me.
I had moved him away from your grave.
Thank you.
He's almost dead as well.
Okay, I am now here. He has actually more health than I thought he would have, but now that he was not paying
JP has
attention-
realized.
Not that he wasn't paying attention to me anymore. Oh, we are now revered with Homestead. Again.
JP? JP?
I think JP might not be real. JP, are you okay? Oh wow, no, the whole internet situation on JP's side I think exploded.
I mean, if it was internet, it shouldn't affect his phone.
Oh yeah, right, he was in his phone. But he's connected from the game. Like he's connected from here as well, right? Like that's the weird part.
Yeah.
Maybe his computer died, but again, it shouldn't affect his phone. I don't know what's happening.
We didn't even get the good cards. Like, Giver of Runes that he was gonna say is a good card.
No, I am in fact not real.
Alright, JP.
So I took my phone off charge. It had 75 charge, and it went from 75 charge to 0 charge in 2 seconds.
Jesus Christ. How is it that everything technological that is in your life is this bad?
I don't know, but I feel like it's just a curse by now. Like, it can't be anything else. It's too frequent and too, like, in-depth to be anything but a curse.
I think you're just bad.
Yeah, it's the curse of you being bad.
Future sake.
Unplayable.
Yeah, this card costs 1 trillion mana. Nobody has ever actually resolved it.
Except in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, in Canada,
In Canada, you have this cool card
Genesis.
called Sensei's Divine on top.
Genesis.
I don't even know what that card is, so I'm gonna say unplayable.
But this wasn't rare.
5 mana. It's a 4/4 at the beginning of your upkeep. If Genesis is in your graveyard, you may pay 3 mana. If you do, put target creature card from your graveyard into your hand.
Strictly mediocre.
It's not one of your options.
Unplayable.
Giver of Runes.
Good?
Why?
See, this one I could go with not, like, I could go with bad.
Well, give us your reasoning, right? You don't just say it's good.
Like,
yeah.
Where is this card being played? Is it good
This
for the
card being
format
played
that this
in,
card?
Like, it's not actually being played in Death and Taxes style decks, is it?
Nope.
It's being played in just, like, combo decks to protect
So,
your
can I give you a big hint on where this card is played?
creature combo decks.
This card is the same color as Vizier of Remedies.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
It's a okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with bad then, because, like, it makes that combo deck even better.
Like that's what we went
The
with.
problem with this card is Modern is a format where you need to interact, and this card stops you from being able to interact with your opponent's thing. Because what happens is they play this turn 1, you're like, well, I kept this hand with 1 bolt in it. I now have to bolt this thing, and then you bolt the thing, and then they go, here's my combo, you're dead because you didn't have multiple interaction pieces. Because this card just protects me. Like, there was a time where people were playing Selesny Infect and decided that Bladed Agent was not needed because of this card. This card does not let you interact with, like, it prevents interaction, which is not good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
This card
Also,
was
can
bad.
someone come back and help me so that I'm not facing all of these enemies which weren't killed?
We
Where
don't
are
know where you
Where
went.
are- Yeah.
I'm dead.
That
No,
doesn't
not dead.
answer.
I'm
I didn't even
so
know you
close to
joined
being
the
dead,
game.
It's not funny.
Like, I didn't know you joined the game again.
Yeah, you left the
Well-
game and then came back into the game. Oh shit! I found the boss.
And you
Let's-
found the boss.
Yeah, I found the boss. Do we engage it or do we
So
wait for
the
JP?
ads can one-shot me currently? That's how bad I am at, or how low level I am right now.
I think it's because you're bad.
Yeah, I also think it's because you're bad.
I'll let you deal with that. I'm just gonna shoot him a couple times so I get some XP and loot.
Okay, sir. I
Goodbye.
need you to count down.
Hey, look, boss died. I got loot and XP. This is just like strictly better. I let you guys do all the fighting, and then I take the XP because.
Is the trove here?
No. I don't know where the trove is supposed to be in the Eastern Marsh. I'll look it up.
It's usually here. Like, it's okay, not usually. It's sometimes here. Usually was a strong word.
I have. Oh, it's a mace. Never mind.
What is the next? What is the next card? What is the what are we at right now?
So we've determined that Giver Rooms is bad.
Goblin Engineer.
Bad.
Why?
It makes it's the same thing with like your argument on Eladamri's call, but this card just compounds it into the fact that it like also has other interactions and stuff. Like they tried to make it fine, but I still think this card just like goes and whirs attacks and finds you your combo pieces. It's a tutor and a thing that cheats somewhat on mana.
So
And
the-
like I think
we thought this card was bad. The reason we thought this card was bad was
Oh, hey Marco.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for murdering those things for me.
Yeah, I murdered everything. That's what I do.
I can't find the location on it in Eastern Marsh.
Unfortunately. Who bet? I only have 600k currently. I don't know where I used all my bets.
The bits.
By the way, I figured out how to fix Grim Dawn. I'm currently playing in windowed borderless, which gives me the full screen, but also doesn't make Grim Dawn like.
Wasn't we telling you to play windowed borderless forever?
Yeah, we've been telling you to do that for a while.
Well, now it works 100% better.
I don't know where it is, and we thought it was
Isn't
good
the-
we thought it was bad for the format for the main reason of its second ability, which lets you recur artifacts. Like if it
Yeah.
just tutored, it was probably fine, but the fact that it's recurring, like what happens a lot of times is you're like, oh, I played around, I played to my one out on this native autumn, I have destroyed this ensnaring bridge. I now get to attack for one turn before my before this goblin engineer comes back. And it's like, well,
Yeah, you have to have both creature removal and player removal, or not? Yeah, player removal works. Creature removal and artifact removal.
JP, drop portal.
I've dropped portal. Are you dead?
Yeah, I died.
Unfortunately.
You would in fact say that I mega died.
So
There was
that's
a,
just strictly better than dying.
big amount of dying that happened on my part. Which is unfortunate
Yeah,
because now I am back to having the same amount of XP that I had when I started playing today.
Sick. I mean, I leveled up, so.
Yeah, nice. Must be nice.
Oh no, it isn't, because you all are still fucking like 50 levels ahead
Hall
of
of
me.
Generosity.
Oh wait, that's the enchantment. I'm gonna say unplayable. It's either unplayable or good. I don't think it's bad.
It's Academy Ruins for enchantment. Academy Ruins being Phyrexian Tower for artifact. No, it's not Phyrexian Tower. Sorry, it's Walrus Stronghold. Yeah, Phyrexian Tower is one where you can sacrifice a creature to make it big, to make it make 2 mana. That card sees very little legacy play as a one-off in Nick Fit sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like artifact is a heck of a lot more broken than enchantment or creature.
Well, I mean,
and I feel like enchantment
in creature,
fine.
Yeah, sorry.
Like,
yeah,
nobody. There are no combos that just make your opponent no longer play the game with enchantment creatures that I know
of. What about Illusions of Grandeur?
Does that even work?
It's not in Modern.
I mean, it's not in Modern, but does it work?
Illusions of Grandeur?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you need to have a... Like, it's not just enchantments, one of the pieces of sorcery. Why would that not work?
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, yeah, because it would do it for you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, no, it's either good or unplayable. So I'm gonna go with good. Because maybe there's like an enchantment.
I said unplayable.
Yeah, nobody has ever resolved this card, I don't think.
Unfortunate.
I mean
we don't even know what it does. Like, no, we don't even know what it actually does. Like, at some point, I expect that somebody will activate the ability of Magic Online and be like, oh, so that's what this card is supposed to do.
Wait, they programmed that one? I just thought it was a waste. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
So we can't even say if it's good or bad for Modern, because nobody has ever actually resolved it, so we lack...
Yeah, we're just guessing here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
I will say that I play one Hall of Helio Generosity in one of my Commander decks that I never play, but you know.
I mean, correct. Same here, actually.
It's that it's the Pillow Fort Force attack deck that
yeah. Now I'm saying, like, if there were moats or something in the format, then things would get a lot different. Because then it would have the same problem that, like, a Goblin Engineer was, which is like,
I think at the actual literal card, like, moat would be completely unplayable in the format. It's just too slow. Like, turn 4...
Yeah, you die to, like, combo decks that aren't interested in attacking you. But, like, just stacks effect, hard stacks effects that are
I have a quiz for you. I have a quiz for you, JP. So, like, people have been trying to make, like, some various type of combination decks try to work since Magic started, right? But
yeah,
nobody ever took them seriously. It was kind of like more like a curiosity than like an actual tournament viable thing, until a very powerful combo deck was put on the map around the time that Mirage, I believe, Mirage Block became illegal.
I know what you're talking about. It's
do you know what deck this is?
It's the one where you, like, have your the bloom.
Yeah, Prost Bloom.
The name of the... Yeah, it's Prost Bloom. Yeah, I know that deck. That deck is sick.
You're using Prosperous Bloom, Squander Resources, and Prosperity to kind of create this loop where your mana becomes basically... it's kind of like your mana becomes land... Like, your lands become mana, your mana becomes cards, your cards become more lands, and you're kind of trying to make sure that that every iteration across the loop you kind of make a little bit more, and eventually just have enough mana that you can, like, you know, Stroke of Genius them to death or whatever it was that they did.
JP, yeah. I apparently got an ancient heart from fighting one of those bosses. So
sick.
Nice.
We can do it. Yeah, no, the real first combo deck in Magic was your life total and Necropotence.
Well, I mean, there were people trying to do like Channel Fireball, right? Like that's probably the most early combo in Magic, the most iconic, like the iconic combo from the early days.
No, but like the first tournament viable combo deck with your life total and Necropotence.
No, I mean, but Necropotence was played for value. It wasn't the real combo. Like it was kind of like quote unquote
like,
fair
just,
Necropotence if such a things exist.
Yeah.
Okay, next card, Hexdrinker.
Good.
Why?
It adds an aggressive threat to the format that like lets decks have one more
I
option
would
than is a wild
never have
combo.
called this card an aggressive threat, but that's fine.
I mean, it is though. Like,
Is it?
Is
it's
it?
played. It's an aggressive. It's a 2/1 for 1. That's a good base stat for like aggressive decks, and then it just gets bigger.
If
and
you're
gives you a
playing
mana
this
thing.
as an aggressive deck, you're playing your aggressive deck wrong.
I mean, I played like what? Okay, well, yeah. I'm also thinking of the fact that like I play this card in Blood. Like this card is an aggressive threat that also can bridge to the mid-range game.
This card is not an aggressive threat.
Yeah, I guess.
To be clear, this card is played in John. That's what this card gets.
No, yeah, that card is played in John. Yeah, I know that, but
Card
like,
is a mid-range threat because playing a 2/1 for 1 is fine, but that's not why you play this card. You play this card because it's a 4 mana 4/4 that gives protection from instants.
yeah. Remember when Modern Horizons came out and they said they were never doing protection ever again, and then proceeded to go, oh yeah, we're putting protection back in this set and then the core set, and we just brought protection back.
I mean, they didn't say they were never gonna do it ever again, right? They were saying they were like, they said that they were trying to do something different, which I think was reasonable, and I do think that protection, like I don't hate their examining, like they're going.
I need 2 tainted brain matter as well.
Like,
unfortunate. I turned both my tainted brain matter into the other one.
Look, like, I don't think that like re-examining past design decisions is inherently a bad thing, right? Like you're like, we decided at this point that this was bad.
I agree with you. I just think it's funny that they just like flip-flopped real fast.
I do think that overall protection from color is not something that should exist. I'm more on line with something like protection from like instants or whatever. That sounds like a little bit more. Just because by its nature it's more rare, I think it's something that you can use.
Protection from demons and dragons.
Yeah. Like I think
I need your
Mythical
thing.
Relic is the one that is real good.
Yes.
Okay, I might have gotten one for me. Yeah,
JP.
I got a relic that's better than yours.
We made all the stuff for yours. We put a lot of.
We can do that. I have a Plunderer's Talisman, which gives me dual wielding and like a fuck ton of elemental damage. But like, I'll make that at some point. But I'll make that on my own because it needs like rampage. Well, actually, which ones did we have?
We have Slaughter, we have Inferno, and Desolation, which requires Squall, and Conflagration, which you have.
Yes. Do we have Rampage?
I think I have Make, Rampage, and Guile.
I can make Guile.
Aethersteel Bolts, Oros's Blood, which I don't know what that is, and 3 Blood of Cthulhu. I mean, this is just something, I don't even know if this is better or not.
I mean,
but
this one gives you +1 to all skills and Demolitionist.
Okay, that one's probably better. This one this one just gives me plus like 40% to all damage, plus 56 to fire and cold. Like it does a bunch of things, but like I don't know if it does them. I need your
Blood of Cthulhu, and I need your Conflagration.
I also have a Hinted Brain Matter.
Where are you?
I dropped at some point. Interesting.
Over here. Just come to my portal.
Alright. What card are we on now?
Hogak.
Oh, fuck no.
Why was this card bad?
Because this card ruined the format.
Did it, though?
Yes.
Would this card have been good
Multiple
without
times.
Faithless Looting?
Yes.
Explain.
Like, you just substituted in for the second best option.
I need your Relic as well.
Okay. This and this. Is that all you need from me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Want
so
to
Hogak
name
was
more
bad.
things?
Okay.
Yeah, Hogak is like the
I'm
one
gonna
that made this conversation a thing.
Kaya's Guile.
I think it's like it's unplayable to playable as a one of an Abzan. So like I'm just gonna go with unplayable.
It's playable. Nyorin's playing
Is it?
this card. Yeah, Nyorin.
Oh, okay, that's true. Yeah, I guess because Yorion is like the deck that needs extra cards, and this card is good enough to be played in 80 cards.
Your face is good enough to be played in 80 faces.
No, I got an achievement for making this.
For me,
JP,
Yes.
Trade.
Where are you?
you owe me 150 iron bits.
Feel? I just said the word feel, and I don't know why.
It's a good word.
150,000?
Yeah.
Have iron bits.
I think you need to add another 0 there.
Do I?
No.
You almost got me there, Tim.
Kaya's Guile, it's good for the format. This is just a fine card. Cast Destinate Mage. I mean, like, it's just like more interaction, right?
Yeah, this artifact or this thing takes me from 15k damage to 19k damage. It's a pretty good artifact.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I am as well.
Cass.
No, you are not. Shut up.
Cass.
Good. Good to unplayable. I think it's either like playable in cheeky Grixis decks, or it's not good in anything.
It's not really good in Grixis. It's only good in Grixis decks, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think Grixis decks exist enough. I think this card is unplayable. If it is playable, I'm not sure if it's good or not. Is being able to flashback all of your spells once a turn, like, good.
Like
One
I don't
spell a
think
turn.
I don't think it's broken by any means. Like I feel like this card is either unplayable or good. It's not bad.
Lightning Skelemental.
I didn't know this card existed, so I'm going to say unplayable.
Have you talked to Plaga at any point?
Lightning
No.
Skelemental? You don't know what this card is?
Oh wait, yeah, never mind. Okay, I know what this card is now. Okay, yeah. Is it okay? Now I have to think about where it's good. Yeah, I think it's good.
I think it's bad.
Why?
Because we already have this effect in Ball Lightning. I don't think we need more of this effect to make these decks more consistent.
I'd argue they're not even played in the same deck.
That you'd argue that these aren't played in the same deck.
Yeah, Skelemental's played in decks that want to just like resource deny your opponent. Ball Lightning's played in decks that just want to kill them.
Counterpoint. There are playing decks that want to unearth them and attack you with them.
Yeah, you know there's this card Thunderkin Awakener. I know.
Thunderkin Awakener! I forgot that that's the thing. What are you guys doing, by the way?
I'm just killing stuff. I went back to the place to
I'm
make
doing things
development.
not
I'm
on
just
Grim
kidding.
Dawn for a couple of minutes.
But yes, I think this card was bad. 8 of these effects is a lot. Merit Lage's
Yeah,
Slumber.
that's fair. Unplayable.
Mirror and Prestige.
Unplayable?
Miss Syndicate Naga.
Is the ninja stack real?
No, unplayable.
Oh yeah, we're missing the best piece, which is Yuriko. Okay, yeah, that's unplayable.
Morphon the Boundless.
If I don't answer you, I'm going to assume it's unplayable. That's my current thing.
This guy sure
Also,
is
yeah,
boundless, though.
I saw a deck that was playing this and First Sliver in it, and it was a Tron deck, and it had no way to cast First Sliver other than naming Morphon.
and more fun naming slivers. And I was like, why the hell did you put yourself through a league with this deck?
Mox Tantaline.
Unplayable.
Nether Spirit.
Mox Tantalite is bad to like a honestly reprehensible degree. Like, I understand they don't might make two Moxen, but like, come on.
Like, Mox Amber was a reasonable Mox to make. Like,
Yeah, I think
it
Mox
wasn't
Amber
too
was
powerful.
fine.
Like, it wasn't unbeatable, like unplayable, but it wasn't too powerful. What are we doing?
I need to go back and sell things. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's what I'm doing.
And you may have noticed, Marco, I skipped over one that we'll talk about later. On Thin Ice.
Good.
Actually, I'll just go do that one now. What I'll do. I think I skipped over one, didn't I? Ice Fang Corridor.
Good.
Why?
I mean, it's the closest thing we're ever going to get to Baleful Strix in the format.
Is Baleful Strix good in the format?
I might honestly argue no, actually. Maybe this card is just bad. Like,
Why?
It adds another layer of, like, A, it helps out the snow decks, which I don't think they were assuming were going to be this good to begin with. And then B, like, it adds another value piece that is almost too good at its job. Like, it's just an auto-include in any deck that can play it. Like, in that style of, like, mid-range controlled snow deck. And, like, I think this card is net negative for the format. Because I think I mean, I don't think the argument should be that it quenches diversity should be a, like, real argument, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Is, like, it just says, like, this is the card you play.
Oh, I'm fortunate.
And you really don't play much else in that vein.
So, Marco, do you want to discuss your point of view on it, or should I discuss mine first?
Like, okay, the big contention they have, this card is very good against creature decks, right? Like, that is what this card does. The question is, having this level of a hoser against creature decks, is that good or bad? The two big point of view that you can have is something along the lines that this card helps slower deck in just not dying to, like, a quick rush. The other point of view in the deck is that, like, decks like, humans or whatever are overall, like, our decks are overall fair, which does mean that you should probably having them host this hard from this card is also problematic.
So kind of like in that vein, if this card didn't have flash, I feel like it'd be fine.
That's going to get to the point I was going to make of Baleful Strix, I think, is fine in Modern. Maybe not being an artifact. Maybe if you take out the artifact clause, you don't need to make that a second backer. But
Galado has beaten Baleful Strix in Legacy.
Baleful Strix
is not a card you can play.
Baleful Strix would have been fine. This card having flash makes it hard. Like, it is the way this card is. You look at this card is it's 2 mana. Like, I think Baleful Strix is fine because it's sorcery speed. This is not sorcery speed, so it's 2 mana, draw a card, kill an attacking creature.
Yeah,
which is, I think, not too efficient, but too much value for this card. You're basically getting like a 3-for-1 here.
Yeah. And sometimes it'll just stay
This was the
around.
one that was the closest for me and Marco when we talked about it. Marco was when we first started, Marco was pretty heavily on this card is fine, right? This card is good in the format. And I was saying it was. I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards that was printed in the set. And I spec'd on this card super hard when it was $2 because I was like, this card is way better than being $2. But
damn, you should have done that on Magic Online.
I didn't use Magic Online then.
No, I know. I'm just being. I have Crowban's chest guard. Is this good for you?
Don't know.
It has +3 to Phantasmal Blade, +2 to Heartseeker.
Probably not.
I mean, it's a legendary. It looks like a legendary end cap thing. It's like 75.
On the nice, we kind of glossed over, but it's just interaction. It's fine. Pajolic Mons.
Okay, Pochulik Mons. Fine.
Yeah, this card's fine.
to
It helps.
Playable.
It's fine. It helps the third best creature tribal deck in the format.
Yeah, like I'm very happy to see this card existing in
Goblin
Modern.
Engineer.
Like, yeah,
we talked
horrible.
about this once, right?
Or not Plague Engineer. Sorry.
Ugh. Good for the reason that we need 3 mana wraths.
Marco, do you want to talk? Or do you want me to?
This card is a little different than just 3 mana rats, right? This card is like a 3 mana Plague Wind. That's a little bit. That's not
fair.
quite
Yeah,
the same.
It's more of a Plague Wind than a wrath.
But it's not even that. We wrath you, and we wrath you for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just sticks around.
Yeah, that's fair. It's probably a little bit too powerful in that regard.
You mostly see this card, like, the effect that this card has had in Modern is not quite as profound as the effect that this had in Legacy, where, like, there are entire like, because people
Death and
abundantly
Taxes no longer
play,
exist.
like, it's not just Death and Taxes, like, Death and Taxes a little bit you can still play, but because at least you get Plow, but, like, nobody's playing Elves. Elves just become...
Can't play this card.
Yeah, Elves just become completely unplayable. That there's always been like a storied deck with a storied history of being like, you know, one of the pillars of the format, and you just cannot.
It no longer exists.
Yeah.
Do we
Where
ever do
are you
end
guys?
boss, Marco?
Well,
I'm
we could do
down.
Endboss.
I'm gonna die a fuck ton, but you know.
Endboss is done.
We could.
No,
I mean, are you guys in hell?
I'm in hell.
I'm not. I'm at end boss chamber. I'll just sit here by the front.
Okay, will you portal?
As soon as as soon as I find my grave and I find my portal out of hell,
I mean, Tim.
Plane-bound accomplice.
This card sure exists.
I don't believe you.
Unplayable.
Don't advance, JP. I said I was sitting here at the entrance waiting for everyone.
Wait, which direction do we go? Oh, it's down here. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, don't go there.
I thought we were going this way. Okay.
Plane-bound accomplice, JP.
Not good. Unplayable.
Prismatic Vista.
What?
Prismatic Vista.
Oh. Good.
Why?
It gives us another fetch land that's not $2,000.
This card is $2,000. Do you have you seen that?
Wait, is it?
Yeah, this card is kind of pricey.
This card is over $30, I believe.
Okay, never mind.
Plus, that shouldn't factor into. That's not probably a factor.
Price should not factor in.
I mean, but like it kind of does with fetch lands, where it's like,
no, it doesn't. We're not talking about whether it's attainable. We're talking about whether it's healthy for the format. Prices have absolutely nothing to do with health of the format. Why is it healthy for the format? Why?
Because like it gives another fetch option to people, like, which I think is okay, and it doesn't fix as hard as fetch lands do, because you can only get one killer. So I think it's just a decent option if people want to play it, and it just gives.
Does, however, finds no.
I disagree with you. It finds all 5 colors. It fixes perfectly. It fixes better than fetch lands. You have to pay 1 life instead of 3 to get the color you want in most cases. I think that Prismatic Vista is. I'm not so like Marco. We had it. Me and Marco. This was another one we disagreed on.
Yeah, this one was pretty close.
I didn't think it was good enough. It was good for the format because it makes 5 color mana bases too good. But I got Marco got me to agree that we can't know this for sure until Astrolabe gets banned, which is never getting banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't know if we have to see after Astrolabe gets banned.
Astrolabe with this 100% gives you 5 colors of mana every single time because you get a snow basic off of this, which then casts your Astrolabe.
Yeah, like that is the problem, right? Like I think my point was that Team was kind of making this card pay for the sins of Astrolabe in his argument, which is not to say maybe this card is also a problem, but like it's kind of hard to tell until we have Astrolabe going around doing Astrolabe things, and
I don't think it's unrealistic that if Astrolabe gets banned, which I don't think it will, but if it gets banned, that 5-color mana bases are still too consistent and too easy to play because of this card.
Can I pull one slight aside?
No.
What?
Why in the fucking hell is this card $135 foil?
Because you only played it in one set.
One set, and it's played everywhere.
Yeah, that's more than OG duels.
It's not more than most of OG duels. It's only more than a Plateau.
It's more than bad OG duels, not more than good OG duels.
And by good we mean blue.
Yes.
Okay, but those don't count as OG duels for me because I'm never
Ranger
going to own
Captain
them because I don't
of EOS.
I own 3 duels and 2 of them are blue.
Yeah, but you're also like fortunate
But I mean,
to be
like
alive when those cards
Badlands
weren't
and
massively expensive.
the green black one, which I can't remember the name of.
Wait, you own both of those?
No, but like these are ones that are still more expensive than $130.
No, yeah, I own both of those.
Yeah, but you said that this was more expensive than OG duels. I'm like,
Well, I mean,
no.
yeah, but also by
It's more expensive than like 2 OG duels.
Yeah, like Plateau. Nobody plays Plateau. Plateau doesn't matter.
Plateau and like Savannah. Like
yeah, those don't matter. I should probably buy a Savannah for some point.
If you talk bad again about my Savannah for Maverick, I will have to ban you.
I should probably buy a Savannah at some
Savannah
point.
equal garbage.
Savannah equal Dahlia, Stoneforge Mystic, and Mom.
I had someone try to trade me a Savannah.
Yeah, you know what also equals that? Basic planes.
Yes,
the worst of all basic planes.
You, Knight of the Reliquary.
Another Reliquary is bad. You just give it plow it.
Ranger Captain of EOS. Come on.
I'm gonna say bad.
Why?
It does the same thing that it blanks interaction. It allows it tutors up your cards like your Sister of Runes and such.
Sister of Runes. Okay.
That is a 100% real card that exists. I can attest it.
You know which one I'm talking about. It's the one from this set.
I actually thought you meant like Essence Warden or whatever, like
No.
Soul Warden.
I'm
I understand
about,
now that you mean Giver of Runes, but like for whatever reason, like I legit was thinking that you meant a different card than you did.
I don't know. That card has so many weird nicknames. I just can't keep them straight. I just use a different one every
also
time.
cannot tell if what we were hearing was JP's mom yelling at JP or Team's mom yelling at their dog. And at this point,
Tim's mom yelling at the dog.
At this point, both things are equally plausible to me.
Is Silence a bad card?
Yes.
Why?
A silence on a creature that also tutors up another creature? Yeah. For the same reason that creature decks will play it, and there aren't fair Death and Taxes decks to take advantage of it. You only place that card whenever he plays in combo decks that want to protect their turn.
But can you play this card? But on the flip side, you can interact with this card while this triggers on the stack, right?
I mean, yes, but it doesn't change the fact that if you're sacking it, you probably don't care about it dying because you already got what you wanted.
No, but I mean, if you need to interact, right,
Everybody's
you can interact
here. Let's go.
on the stack still.
I mean, that's fair, I guess.
And it's
I don't know,
you only get the silence for one turn, like silence. And the flip side is you can also use this fairly against combo decks, right? My Ad Naus player casts Ad Naus. I can vial this in and sack it, and then they don't get to go off anymore.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Are you playing this in Humans?
I mean, there was a time where I played this in Humans. I don't currently. It requires a specific meta.
Yeah.
I played this plus 1 Dauntless Bodyguard for a while. 2 of these plus a Dauntless Bodyguard.
I mean, that doesn't seem terrible.
But no, so like I think Marco, we decided it was fine for the format.
Yeah, I think we decided it was fine.
Yeah.
Now you can do degenerate things with this. So for example, this was a line that happened in Esper Shadow of cast this, get my shadow. Next turn, play Teferi, play Shadow, uptick Teferi, on your upkeep, sack this, untap. You can't cast non-creatures. Untap, then unearth my dude, my Ranger Captain, get a Death Shadow, upkeep, sack this. You can't cast non-creatures. The other important thing about this card, though, is even though you can't cast non-creatures, you can still interact by catching creatures.
I mean, yeah, but who's doing that in Modern?
Steve.
Other than your deck in specific.
I mean, his deck is one of the most popular deck in the format. Well, not anymore, actually.
Burn plays creatures.
Yeah, but if someone's doing that, you're getting laughed at. Like, Burn is such an instant and sorcery heavy deck. It's like, oh, you played a Goblin Guide. Cool, I'm not dying, though.
But creatures are inherently interactive, right? Like, it's, like, they attack, they block. That can count as interactive.
I mean, you're not strictly wrong.
But we thought this card was fine. I don't want to spend too much time on this card anymore.
Especially because it doesn't see, like, really that much play. It's not...
Reap the Past.
Didn't know it was a Magic card.
Okay, I'm going to read you this card, and I'm going to leave out one line of text, okay? Now, you tell me if this card's good or not.
It exiles itself.
No. You just tell me if this card's good or not. You turn X cards from your graveyard to your hand. Exile, Reap the Past.
You left out the random part of it.
Yep.
I didn't even fully know that card, and I just knew that was the answer.
Yeah. This card is unplayable.
Yeah, like the thing that I couldn't figure out where Team like was reading me this card because I also had no idea this existed, right? It was like,
and so I did the same thing.
Yeah. Like it was like, yeah, this is like X green red, and I was like, yeah, I guess this card's okay, but why is it red? Like it doesn't make any sense for this card to be red.
Yeah.
And then
it's
10.
Random.
Okay, there you go. Now it makes sense for this card to be red, and this card is terrible.
Correct.
Scrapyard Recombiner.
That's sure a Magic card that I didn't know existed again.
I can't really read it off to you right now, so you're gonna have to wait.
I know what it is now, but like, yeah, I'm fine. I figured it out.
Yeah, there you go.
Empowered Soiled Trousers. I don't want them.
Good, bad,
I have
ugly
to take the Empowered Soiled Trousers that have throw feces as a... Okay, guys, come look at this thing. Just look at this item. What the fuck is this?
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is this? What the fuck is that?
Like, they actually have an ability called Throw Feces.
I can confirm that is accurate.
That is accurate what the ability is called.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Also, they're like do acid damage, I think, so...
Oh yeah, give them to me, actually. I might want them.
Yeah, you can look at them, Marco.
If no one's taking them, I'm putting those in my bag.
No,
Marco, you can go backwards. Go backwards.
Yes. My parents are kinda whatever.
Seasoned Pyromancer.
They're over here.
Oh.
Good.
Why?
Because it adds another mid-range threat that is pretty good. That also does something that red usually doesn't get to do, which is like straight draw cards if you don't have cards in hand.
Is that a good thing though? Is it good for red to draw cards? Like, there's a reason red
I
doesn't
think
have
so.
straight card draw.
Well, like, but this card is mid-rangey enough that mono red is not going to take full advantage of this card.
I think these are good
But
for
I
me.
mean,
I'm gonna hold on to them. As much as
You get to throw feces now.
You can
the throw feces ability deals something like 13,000 damage over 5 seconds. Like, we're dealing some there's some seriously damaging feces.
I hate it so much. Why is this an item that's in the game?
No, that's pretty
Sarah the
great.
Benevolent. It's either good or doesn't see play.
Yeah.
But
like, yeah. So, what was your verdict on Season Power?
Season Pyromancer is fine. I don't think that just because it helps mid-range deck, it automatically becomes good. And that seems to be your answer for everything. It's a mid-range thing, therefore good.
I mean, but this is also like my entire lens of Modern. It's just mid-range decks being real bad and me wanting good mid-range cards to make mid-range decks okay.
Sisei Weatherlight Cap.
Unplayable.
Yeah, this is one of the least real cards I've ever seen.
Spite first level.
I think all the slivers can just be put into a category of they may or may not have made a deck.
Both swords.
Unplayable.
Tectonic Reformation.
Unplayable, I think? Is it? Is there anywhere that card sees any play?
Nope. You know this room that has all these chests? I finally got into here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to do.
Ooh, Dawnbreaker's Beacon.
Ooh, I found lots of shit in here. How do I get in?
You don't.
Oh, I see.
The first sliver.
Unplayable.
Unbound Flourishing.
What about the sound sliver?
The second sliver is very playable, actually.
What about the third?
What about the third sliver?
It wanes off from there. They got it right the second time and never got it right ever again.
Unbound Flourishing.
What does that card do?
2 and green whenever you cast a spell with X and the mana cost double X.
Oh, cool. So, no, it's unplayable.
Yeah.
You don't need to read any further. Also, where the hell did you guys go? Because apparently I no longer have a map.
I'm like in a place, there's some dudes. They're getting murdered.
I'm with Marco. Because somehow me and Marco managed to stay together and you didn't.
I don't know where the fuck you are because I don't have my map on.
We actually found the exit. So
Unsettled Manor.
Good to unplayable because I don't know if it sees play in spirits or humans anymore.
It sees play in humans sometimes. It's a flex card. I like it in the sideboard of humans actually a lot. I'm really a big fan of it. I actually played instead of Auriok Champion.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Which is very controversial because it does very similar things in the burn matchup. And it's better in non-matchups, not in other matchups where Auriok Champion is somehow talked about of, is this card good enough? Like Jund to bring in, this card Unsettled Manor is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I may
Auriok
have to put...
Champion is 100% worse than Unsettled Mariner in like the Jund matchup, I think.
Yes, it is. It is worse in that matchup. But I don't think you lose that much. The one matchup where Auriok Champion is a lot better than Unsettled Manor is Dredge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I might end up going back to playing 2 and 2, but I'm not sure. Because of the companions and everything changing, I might have sideboard slots that it's good, that it's available.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be playing. I think it comes down to if I want to play. What's it called? Do I want to play Collector Oof or Dampening Sphere in my sideboard right now? And I don't know what the answer is. Urza.
Oh, fuck no.
Why is this card bad?
Because it made an archetype that is horrible.
But it made a new archetype. It made more diversity.
Yeah, but it's an archetype that is very unfun. Like, if this archetype is actively like bad,
Did you all
Cross
go
it
down a
out
level?
with the game.
Did you all go down a level?
Yeah, I went.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're standing by the exit.
Yeah, I
entrance.
was just trying to figure it out. Let's go.
Ren in 6.
I like this. Good.
Why?
Because it is seen play in one deck, basically, and that deck is like a deck that isn't even like tier 1 anymore. Like, I'd argue that Ren in 6 has a lot of like memory from Legacy where it like was actually bad, where it's basically just a slightly better Dark Confidant in most mirrors or most things that want to play it, and like Jund is the only deck that I think even considers it.
Marco, would you like to take this? Would you like me to take this? I'll let you take this.
This card, this card. To be fair, this card is playing like Timur Snow and various Timur, like various Snow piles and like Timur decks in general. It's not just Jund. I just wanted to make that point. Timothy, you're good to make your point.
This card is awful for Modern.
Yeah, this card's not good.
Why?
This card
no bueno.
does the same thing as like. So when you said good, I asked, and I tried to ask very seriously, why? Because I didn't know if you were being sarcastic or not. Like,
I mean, honestly, I don't know.
This card, its -1 is super relevant. Like, humans has to think about if Thalia is good enough to keep in post-board against Jund because of Ren in 6 and Plague Engineer. Not
Okay,
just Plague Engineer.
yeah, that's fair.
-1 to just hit something for 1. That -1 is not that big. It starts at what, like 3, so it goes down to 2 or something.
Yeah, it goes down to
which
2.
is not even that bad for being a 2-mana planeswalker.
Yeah. At that point,
then
like, it's 3
regrows-
damage.
So it also means that when you play this card, you need to keep, if you're Jund, a single fetch land and another land, be able to cast Ren in 6, and then you have the rest of the lands you need.
Yeah, that's fair.
You no
I
longer
mean, I'd argue in Modern, though, like, it's not as free as it is in formats with duels.
I disagree.
Where,
even if you have to still enter lands tapped, it's still super free.
I guess, yeah. Yeah,
This is a
yeah.
2-mana planeswalker that is playable, and I think that is a mistake.
Yeah, that's fair. 2-mana
I think
planeswalkers
your
just
line
shouldn't
for
be playable.
2-mana planeswalkers that are playable is super short and small, and this is way past it.
Yeah, like, Ren in 6 is... I won't argue that point. Ren in 6 is very much not a card. It should be 3 mana. And maybe, like, changes abilities around slightly to make them more powerful, but this card should not be 2 mana. And maybe at 3 mana, this card is just good.
Maybe at 3 mana, your face is just good.
No, his face is never good. That was just a mistake, Marco. Wings of Abandonment.
Fine. Fine to unplayable.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know,
we're in
like,
the
there's a
nice
deck that
place
even
with the
wants to use it.
tentacles that slap us.
Slappy tentacles.
For everyone who came for the tentacle monsters.
Yeah.
If you came for the
We have
tentacle
now we have now reached the tentacle monsters part of the show.
Yeah.
we're all...
Instantly lose all viewers.
No, I feel like we gain viewers. Like,
Could be both.
tentacle monsters on Twitch?
Last card, Urza. Or not Urza, Yawgmoth.
On my Christian Twitch channel.
Fine-ish? I think Yawgmoth's fine. I don't know if Yawgmoth even does anything.
There was a deck built around Yawgmoth.
Wait, there was?
Yeah. And I'm not even counting like zombies, right? That just became different with Yawgmoth. Like there was a whole new archetype that was created from Yawgmoth.
Really? Okay, then I'm gonna say good.
This deck played Wall of Roots and what was the card?
Yeah, Walrus, so you can proliferate your
Wall of Roots, the 3-mana dude, the 3-mana zombie that when it enters, each opponent loses 2 life.
Mm-hmm.
With Undying.
Yeah, I'm Geralt Messenger.
It played the wolf, the Undying wolf.
Young Wolf.
Oh yeah, Young Wolf.
Yep. Did you know what happens when you put a +1/+1 counter on something, then you put a -1/-1 counter on something?
They go infinite.
No, the universe explodes. Actually, it's like putting matter and antimatter together. They just annihilate.
Oh, okay, I see. You just look down and your magic cards just explode in your face.
Yeah.
Oh, boss.
Oh, hi.
I don't know where the fuck y'all are. Can someone put a portal down?
Portal is down.
Check. I'm just imagining that now, Marco. Just like,
oh look, blood.
I bring my thing back with a counter on it. Holy shit! And then like the whole room just explodes.
Did you ever read Frank Karsten wrote a magic math article about unstable cards, and one of the things he was talking about was I think it's called Old Buzzspark, which is the hard where you have to drop X dice from at least X feet, and the total result.
Marco, I found things that might be super good for you. They do lots of pet things.
Oh, I love pet things. And like at a certain point, he was like, "Yeah, if you have to, if X is like greater than 60,000 or whatever, the impact of the dice will probably vaporize the shot on the shop on the way down and kill everybody."
It's like, did you want a nuclear explosion today? Okay, here it is. That's great. How much health do you have? Actually?
No, I don't think that's true though, right, Marco? Because won't it eventually just hit escape velocity and then won't go any faster?
No, you have to. Yeah, but it still has a lot of mass, and also the air drag will actually cause it to like start. The other thing is that the air drag will cause it to increase its temperature by a lot if it start falling from a high altitude, which means that instead of getting hit by dice, you get hit by like a giant ball of molten plastic.
Those were for Marco, I think.
Okay,
they're mine now.
Can I have them?
Unfortunately.
Oh.
Like, are we ready to fight?
Wait, at some point, this card just becomes a board wipe.
I mean,
I didn't know that card had the secret mode of becoming a board wipe.
Okay, I kind of dig this card. Let me just.
I've gone through hole. Jesus Christ.
Good. Have fun fighting the end boss by yourself.
Help. Put down portal.
No, they do.
You did this to yourself. We were waiting here for a reason, and you left us.
I accidentally clicked thing. Also, like, I can't actually fight it, so can you come in?
Yeah.
I don't like. It doesn't lock you out. Interesting. Cool.
Let's go.
So I sit back here and do nothing while you all fight. I mean, that's sadly almost true.
Oh god, I almost died.
That would be unfortunate, as I don't think we can respawn in here.
He's dealing more damage. I'll give him that much.
Don't worry about it. Ow. Stop hitting me, idiot.
I died.
Doing? Oh, unfortunate. I'll drop you a rift. I don't know if you.
Can we drop rifts in here?
I don't think we can. I don't think that did anything.
Well, JP, we have a rift right outside, right?
The good news is that this guy can't move, so he can't chase us. The bad news is that there's all of these idiots.
These super can. Also, oh, you can come back sick.
I don't even know what I'm shooting anymore. I mean, we have him at half health. Like, I'm very much expecting me to just go from full health to 0 health here in about 5 seconds.
Will it have a sound format this difficulty?
I don't know. I actually am kind of hoping it does, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like, it was really lame the first time. I mean, it's harder now, definitely.
Absolutely.
But like, I was
But
hoping...
it feels like the boss... Oh, shit. Why is it... What? No, stop it.
What's going on?
I was attacked by a whole bunch of things and started losing infinite health.
Sick.
And then I was fine.
Boss is almost dead.
Yeah, well... nope.
Boss is dead.
No more second fight. I may now access ultimate difficulty.
I found an item called the Corpse Desecrator.
Sick.
I got the Astrocon Cleaver.
Is that like the regular cleaver, but Astrocon?
Yeah.
I got some Swamp Dweller's leg guards. Let's see if they have, like, something else real weird on them.
Why did you buy leg guards from Williamsburg, dude?
The fact that I also, like, super know that is great.
What did you...
The fact that I've experienced what you were telling me, and it's terrible.
No, but what are these leggings that you got? Sorry, I didn't hear the name.
They're the Williamsburg leggings from now on.
Oh, I see. Oh, these leggings are pretty good for me, actually.
Sick. They're also on theme.
Yeah, I am woefully under-physiqued. No, so I don't think I can wear them. They require 826 physique. My current physique is 500.
Time to do it again. But this time in ultimate difficulty.
I mean, we have probably some quests that we can do, right? We should at least like go to hell.
Well, we have to speak to the dude.
Right.
So wait, which one?
Inquisitor.
The dude.
And where is this dude?
Also, I didn't see Olgrim at all at this time.
The message showed up for me that was like, I think it was while you were dead, that's why. But like a message showed up for me that was like, Rift Gate opens, consuming Conquisting Olgrim or whatever. Oh, I got the Deathbound Amethyst.
Did you get anything that's any good for me?
Cold damage, vitality damage, frostburn damage, vitality decay, offensive ability, cold resistance, vitality resistance. Nope.
Sick. Tim, will you put a portal down where you are?
I got the Markovian and Stratagem.
Wait.
Well, I leveled up. Actually, that's what I did. That's what I got. That was good. I got to level 75.
I did not. I'm like 2 bars into 75.
But tell me that means I can wear the leggings that you gave me, that JP gave me. So that's dope.
Sick.
And now throw feces.
Oh, I randomly have 2 Bloodacathons now.
Nice.
Nice.
That's just good magic.
You're not allowed to use a Brahms quote.
What do I want to make happen? I make my possession better? Do I want to make dog friend better? Maybe it's dog friend. Okay.
JP, have you seen my my current amulet? The Pearless Eyes of Baranthon.
I have not.
Plus 9% crit damage. Plus 87 offensive ability. Plus 20% light radius. Plus 12% elemental resistance. And it grants the following skills: 60 energy cost, 6-second recharge, 8-second duration, 5-meter radius, and then 20% chance to petrify target for 1 second. And minus 70 offensive ability. Also, it has +1 to all skills.
Wait, what? I see.
I may have forgotten to mention that part.
Yeah, that part is the best part of that.
It's almost like the reason I'm wearing it.
This is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I am 19 physique short to wear the empowered soil trousers, actually.
That's so good. What time is it even?
Time is an illusion.
1 a.m.
It's 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Is it unfortunate?
Yeah, I should probably go to bed.
I mean, a lot of us would do a lot of things.
What are we doing now? I'm gonna see if I can actually do ultimate difficulty now.
You can probably join our game. We have ultimate difficulty, right?
Yeah, probably. We'll find out here in a second.
I mean, there's also another quest that we have to do that gives us more XP, Marco. So
Yeah.
I cannot
which is-
access. Oh no, I can. Yep, I can access ultimate difficulty. Apparently, it doesn't matter if you've actually done the quests or not.
no, but you beat the end boss.
Yeah, with the end boss,
Yeah.
it should be good. I'm trying to... I want to wear these pants.
I don't know if I want you to or not, honestly.
I can't
Oh,
believe
I'm gonna pull a JP.
I'm only...
Which could...
I'm only like
Very
19, like 18 physique short. That's just unfortunate.
You'll eventually get there. It's fine.
I'm at level 75, dude. Like, I don't get... I don't think that's necessarily correct.
I
Wait,
mean, you
how
can
many more levels do you get?
5,
10.
10. Correct.
You can put like stuff on your there's things that increase your physique, right?
Are there augments that increase your physique? Because not all
Yes.
my stuff is augmented. Which
Polished emerald.
No,
plus
no,
8 physique.
not components. Augments.
Oh, augments? Don't think so. I
Unfortunately.
think augments are just resistances. For the most part.
Are augments?
Like the armor ones are just I mean maybe there is.
Evidence have started to arrive. The man wasn't very good at keeping notes, I'm afraid. Most of what I've deciphered so far has been nothing but the random musings of a madman.
Okay.
Okay, so what post-game quests do we get to do?
We have to talk to a dude in Homestead. JP, your headphones are thinking again, and I will kick you.
Okay, that's escalated quickly.
Like, you kinda do need to fix this. Like, it's kind of a problem.
Better.
Yes.
For now.
Yeah, there is nobody to need to talk to in Homestead.
There was
Unfortunate.
someone who last game we had to talk to them and then talk to the dude back in the other place. It's like,
Sorry, that's because I was in
Food for
Devil's
you.
Crossing, not in Homestead. Okay, now I'm in Homestead. Let's see if I can find some idiot to talk to.
There we go.
Still cannot find any Homestead idiots.
Wait, can you find any idiots in Homestead?
there's
No.
lots of idiots in Homestead, especially when you're there.
Hey yo, got him.
What the fuck?
Did I stutter? Was that not clear? Or are you just an
I
idiot?
mean,
JP, in case it wasn't clear, we are calling you an idiot. That is that
I
is
mean,
the-
you do
That
you
is
do
the-
not know how to like say 95% of words, so I'll give you a pass on the stuttering thing.
Wow. Harsh.
I mean, to be fair, I'm just firing back.
Are you though?
I mean, yeah.
Seems like you're just lashing out.
Yeah.
Petulant? The one word that describes you two right now is just petulant.
Does it?
It kind of. What am I watching?
I have 5 viewers right now. That is significant amount.
I am one of them.
I imagine
also
that
one of them.
the two of you are, but like three more people are doing it. I wonder if it's still the people from Magic and Chill are still in chat. And
Wait, they stayed around for this?
Did they enjoy our conversation on Modern Horizons cards?
I mean, probably.
They were welcome to join in.
They are from a server called Magic and Chill, so like they clearly like are like know about magic, like, you know.
That, or they're just like very confused magicians.
They're Britain something.
Like, they just show up and we just start talking about card games. They're like, what the fuck is this?
This could also be 3 other random people that just came here to the Green Dungeon. It could be bots.
I mean, accidentally almost sold my 381 scrap because I was selling other things and I clicked on it.
That would have been so good.
Can you imagine how many beats you're gonna make from that though?
Probably not even that many.
Probably about 7. How are we... What are we doing?
Guys,
we could...
I was like adjusting my covers on my bed, and I took my melatonin and like flicked my cover around, and it caught the edge of my melatonin bottle and flung it halfway across my room.
Do you have melatonin everywhere?
We could do...
No, actually no, it stayed together, but like I was kind of surprised that
I'm probably not going to play for much longer because I have to do stuff tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you have to participate in the 10th point.
No, I already told you that I couldn't participate in the 10th point.
Yeah, you did say so.
Why aren't you participating in the 10th point?
Because my grandfather turned 90 yesterday.
Oh, that's right, you were talking about that, yeah. Wow, rude.
You know, 90's an age.
I've seen better. I've seen 91.
That's the age that my grandpa died. 91. So.
JP apparently left the game, so.
Oh, good.
So now we can actually do things.
Oh yeah. And actually get something accomplished finally.
Have I had to give JP anything recently? I haven't, which is unfortunate because I need to go to the bank every time I do.
You gave me that thing.
It was just a relic. It was just a relic I made for you, right? Like, I didn't have to get it from my bank.
I don't know how I'm gonna get y'all back, but I'm going to eventually.
I don't know what you think we're doing, which is the funny part, because I was like, I need to do something one time, and then you're like, oh, clearly he's hacking.
Hacks, I tell ya.
I mean,
and then you were convinced I put something on it that it was gonna blow up the item or something, and I'm like, dude, I just gave you the item. Don't know what you want from me.
I mean, I state again, Tim is the one who would hack if any of us would hack.
No,
I would hack.
That is you. We all know that.
No, because I'm not sophisticated enough for that.
You're not technologically advanced, you know. Okay, right. I tell you what, we beat the boss. I think that's actually just a good time to call it. I think we're getting scatterbrained. I think I'm gonna call it a stream. I think that's plus, you know, I get to actually maybe go to bed at like a reasonable time. I don't think.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You won't. I guarantee.
Yeah, I probably won't, but you know. Oh, I'm almost.
I did that while yawning.
I'm almost honored by the Black Legion finally.
I'm not.
I'm only 100 off. Anyway, thanks for everybody that's watching. I will be back as usual next Tuesday with some role-playing games, and then Thursday with Final Fantasy.
Are you still going to be online on Tuesday? Are you going to be like? Are you guys not going to meet in person on Tuesday? I thought you were trying to meet in person.
I don't know. That is a good question to which I do not have a good answer.
Also, wait, you're meeting in person already?
I don't know. Again, we don't know. There was a consideration. There were some consideration that were made about maybe the thing has gone down long enough that we can go back in person. But I think there's been like a lot of new. There's been a new cases. There's been new spikes. So it's been. So there is an argument that maybe we're gonna keep doing this for a little longer.
Also, I'm kind of enjoying just being able to like be here and see you stream. I'm assuming you wouldn't stream it if you were doing it in person.
No, we have been trying We have been trying to see if there is a way that we can still bring sessions to the people in some different formula. I don't know what that's gonna look like.
I mean, there is an argument to just do it online and like because that is
they want to meet in person. Like,
yeah.
if
there is an argument to do so, but we
like, I think the preference here is that you meet in person, and that this was just their.
No, yeah, I know, but like that is like the easiest cut and dry way to do it. But like, yeah, you're correct. Meeting in person is just 100% better. But yeah, I don't know. Where would you do it if you meet in person?
Josh's house, probably.
Probably where they've been doing it, right? Like they didn't start when this happened; they were doing this beforehand.
Yeah. We've been meeting for years.
Sick.
Anyway, so Tuesday maybe barring what's happening Slack-wise. Thursday for sure with some Final Fantasy. Because Final Fantasy, we need to finish that game at some point. So, yeah. I will talk to you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, also remember, tomorrow, 10th point. Canadian Highlander on the other channel.
10th point exists.
Yes.
You know.
Speaking of which. Okay, anyway. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon.